to wake the righteous war. All praise the Most High. He grab on the wicked but the order tree. One love. You will come back, you know it's gonna be war. Blood flowing us so high like never seen before. Storming and torture is a hell of a ride. With the final resting place by the lakeside. If you know, watch your step before you lose your breath. That's what's waiting on you and your backside. If you keep the command and keep a steady pace and endure to the end of this rat race, you get a crown of gold like you'll never get old. And you'll be fortunate to see the Most High's face. Sharpen your sword and keep the strength in hand. Fight your flesh, it's a battle to be a righteous man.
So we good now, all right? Man, we good, y'all on YouTube. We good?
Praise. All praise, all praise, all praise.
Let's get it.
Good. Yeah, we good. All right, we're gonna get this track ready. We're gonna get it in.
Shalom, y'all on YouTube. They coming up in here.
Shalom, my family. See Water P, Gina J in the building.
Don Roy, Shalom.
Most definitely. Water P.
Make sure y'all like and share, please.
Yes, make sure y'all like and share. All right, then got a lot of people climbing up in. My beloved sister, all about y'all.
Shalom,
my brother Corey in the building.
Corey, what it
Yeah, I see my oldest daughter, Tamisha Thompson, checked in with us.
Yeah.
All praises, all praise. It's all good. It's all good. All praise, honor, and great glory is unto our Elohim, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Isaac, and the Elohim of Jacob. You got your boy T Boogie back in the building. I got the young lion standing 10 toes down, feet on the damn ground. We're going to bring you another lesson that the Most High brought to us. The title of tonight's lesson is Galatians 3 and 8. There is neither Jew nor Greek. What does it mean? With that, I'm going to turn it over to the young lion.
All right, Shabbat Shalom, family. It's good to be back before y'all on another Shabbat. First of all, I just want to give our praises to the Most High Yahweh and His only begotten Son.
That's right, brother.
Hamashiach, locally known, yes, sir, uncrowned King, locally known as Jesus Christ.
Long live the King.
Long live the King. Yahoo. And y'all see the title? Well, you know, I know y'all like, man, what they talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It is Galatians 3:28. For there is neither Jew nor Greek. What do that really mean? Let's go there real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go to Galatians 3:28, because this is a scripture that's used most of the time by white preachers.
What it do?
Shalom, Ak Charles.
Yeah, what it do, Israel?
Shalom, Ak Charles. Now, we had a class a couple of weeks ago down at the library, right? So it was a you know what I'm saying? I was teaching the lesson, and we was going in about the Maccabean period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? About the period when the Greeks came in and Hellenized our brothers and sisters and all that. And I guess the way the delivery was coming off, you know what I'm saying, some people got offended, you know, and it sparked discussion because we was going through the atrocities that the Greeks was doing to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying, I was just basically spitting what was gonna happen to them, you know what I'm saying, through the prophecies. You know, whoever put their hand on the apple of the Most High's eye, which is his people Israel, is going down.
They're gonna get their head cracked.
You know what I'm saying? And all believing Gentiles will be slaves. You see what I'm saying? And that was rubbing people the wrong way.
Shalom to Niche.
Shalom, she bro. Shalom.
Get that name right for my sister Tanice.
Yeah, my real told me about this. Shalom, Michael. I hope you being safe on that road. You in?
Yes,
smooth. Shalom,
Shalom, my family.
But so Discussion came up at the class because basically words was being put in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's basically saying that can't no Gentiles get in the kingdom. And now if you've been following us for a while, you know we never taught that. We never have. You know what I'm saying? We just understand there is a specific order in the kingdom. Everybody role in the kingdom is not the same. So there's not going to be no equality in the kingdom. All right. So during the discussion, this scripture was pulled because I made the statement that we are not equal. As Israelites, we are not equal to no nation.
Not all words.
Not and that's not our words. And the sister that I was having, the two sisters, one was the little sister, one was the elder sister that I was having discussion with, they pulled this scripture. Once I told them, Shabbat Shalom, my Ed. Once I told them that we are not equal to the other nations. As a matter of fact, I pulled scriptures showing that we above, right? And just like Sunday Christians like to do, just like no matter how many precepts you piece together, Sunday Christians, they'll go run right to Paul and think one scripture from Paul just debunks everything that came before. You know what I'm saying? You cannot, that's not how the scriptures work. All right. So this scripture was pulled. This is Galatians 3:28. Right after I pulled Deuteronomy 7:6. What else I pulled? Amos chapter 3.
Yep.
Whatever you can name, just to show that we not equal with other nations.
Right, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Then after all that, this was still pulled. All right.
Want to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Galatians 3:28, and I read, there is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free.
Right.
There is neither male nor female. For ye are all one in Hamashiach Yeshua.
Now, people pull this scripture like when we start talking about you know what I'm saying, coming together as a people, just gathering with just Israel like it's always been, because you can't find through the scriptures unless a heathen was bought with money. You can't find in the scriptures any time when we assembled, Gentiles was amongst us. You won't read that in the scripture. Then some of these camps got Gentiles teaching.
Sure do, and they way out of order.
They got Gentiles teaching, and some of the camps that do got like Hispanics teaching or whatever, and them some of the camps that believe in the 12 tribes chart, that believe Hispanics, Native Americans is Israel. So you know what? Okay, that's what y'all believe. Okay, but some of these camps don't believe that.
Right.
Some of these camps got Hispanics up there teaching, and they don't believe in no 12 tribes chart. They believe all 12 tribes is dark-skinned people.
Right.
Negro, the so-called Negroes. But yeah, you got Hispanics up here, you got Edomite heathens teaching in your damn class.
Yep. Even some of these alphabet camps,
yeah,
they had teachers as Edomites.
Yeah. So is Mamses.
Yep.
All right. So like if this means she went here to show that we all equal, or that we are gonna be equal in the kingdom, but if this means that there is neither Jew nor Greek, neither bond nor free, why is your ass still a slave sitting here in the United States of America?
United States.
If there is neither Jew, if that's what that means, that it is no more national boundaries, we all the same, we all equal. Then he also went on to say there's no bond nor free, but you still a slave.
Right.
Then he said there's no male nor female. So
we can't transgender.
Just so you saying, Paul's saying, just because you believe in Messiah, now in his eyes, we all gender neutral. I mean, if we gonna go off that premise,
right?
So we all gender neutral in the eyes of the Most High.
Way they putting it,
the way y'all put it, or do we need to get the understanding of what Paul is really saying? All right, so we finna get into it, and what this lesson is gonna consist of. We gonna get into the history of the split, so not deep into it, but enough to get the point across.
Right.
All right, we gonna get into the splitting of the nation. All right, then we're gonna get into the history of us becoming Greeks. All right, taking on Greek customs, taking on heathen customs.
Yep.
becoming uncircumcised, becoming Greeks, becoming Gentiles, becoming heathens, becoming strangers. Yes, Israelites can be that. That don't just pertain to those of other nations. All right. So let's go to the first place. Let's go to Genesis, the 10th chapter. All right. Let's go show the Gentiles and uncircumcised among the other nations first. Let's go show that first. Let's go show that first. But I want to give a few disclaimers out before we start.
Go ahead, bro.
All right. Because this subject matter tends to bring a lot of people to their feelings.
Right.
And then people want to start putting words in your mouth. Then people want to start how I can tell when somebody always in their feelings when subjects like this come out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sounds like you saying, look, what's coming out of my mouth?
What scriptures are we reading?
I'm speaking clearly. I speak plainly. All right, so don't come to me talking about it sound like you saying. What is coming out of my mouth? I listen to what's coming out of my mouth first of all. Don't put words in my mouth. If I didn't say it, I didn't say it. That ain't what I mean. Because you start talking about how it's only 12 names on the gates, and it ain't one for no spiritual Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got people start saying, well, it sounds like you saying Gentiles can't. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. So a few things we must understand. Israelites can be considered as foreigners, heathens, strangers, and Gentiles in the eyes of the Most High. We need to understand that.
Yep.
All right. The second thing we need to understand, the terms Jew and Israel is not always referring to all 12 tribes. This is why context is important. All right. Then the third thing we need to understand, in the time of Christ, it was predominantly the southern kingdom in Jerusalem, in Judea. All 12 tribes was not gathered. Nope. That's another misconception, right? A lot of people say, well, brother, I know about the splitting of the kingdoms. Well, a lot of times we don't keep these things in mind when we read the New Testament. And then we go to Paul. You see what I'm saying? And just butcher his writings up.
Right.
We go to Paul and just butcher his writings up without the proper understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Israel.
And man, yeah, Shalom Hebrew. And I just want to say shout out to my op up there, Malachi Maccabee. I reached out to him a couple of weeks ago after I had, you know what I'm saying, took that series and he did on the history of the Israelite heathens and strangers. And for the last 2 months, bro, I've been watching that every day. You know what I'm saying? Just taking it in. The understanding of it is so beautiful when you get it. All right. So, but anyway, shout out to that brew. But let's get back to it. So I said I said in the time of Christ, it was predominantly what? The southern kingdom in Judah in the
That's
land.
It, bro.
Which the southern kingdom was made up of what? Benjamin, Judah, and Levi.
That's right, bro.
Right? And then you had some of the northern kingdom sprinkled in there. You know, but predominantly the southern kingdom of Judah. Another thing you need to understand is the split and the hatred and disobedient history of all 12 tribes, specifically the northern kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically the northern kingdom, because we're going to read some prophecies about the northern kingdom. We do, and it's scriptures we didn't all read before, y'all. So it ain't like we putting some new script on the table. All right. That's another thing you need to understand. And Paul went to the uncircumcised and the Gentiles that Paul went to was scattered Israelites.
Come on, bro.
All right. So all those things you need to keep in mind as we going through this. All right. So the first spot we're going to is Genesis, the 10th chapter. Genesis 10, read 1 through 5. Let's
Genesis 10, verse 1.
Let's show the Gentiles and uncircumcised of the other nations first. All right, go ahead.
Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah. Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Right.
And unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshach, and Tyrus. The sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Repha, and Togarmah. The sons of Javan, Elishah, and Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim.
Right.
By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided.
So it says, by these were the isles of the Gentiles divided. And you see all the nations that it named, those can be called what? Gentile nations. All right. Go ahead, finish that off.
By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided.
Right.
In their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families, in their nation.
All right. So Gentiles can be from the seed, somebody that's from the seed of Japheth.
Yep.
All right, we read that. Now let's go to Ezekiel chapter 4 and read verse 13.
We coming back to this?
No.
Okay.
Read Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 13. Man, for the last few weeks, this all I've been able to, you know what I'm saying, to really just study. You know what I'm saying? This is to understand is so powerful.
Ezekiel 4 and 14.
Yeah.
This
4 and 13.
4 and 13. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, brother.
Yeah.
And Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles.
Among the who?
The Gentiles.
All right, go ahead.
Whither I will drive them.
All right, so let's pull the definition for the word Gentile in this verse right here, Ezekiel 4 and 13. Ezekiel 4 and 13 out the blue letter Bible. And the Strong's number is H1471. The word is goy. Goy.
Strong's H1471. Goy.
All right, the word is goy. All right, it says outline of biblical usage: nation, people, usually of non-Hebrew people, right? Of descendants of Abraham. See, I know some of y'all like, it can't, Hebrew Israelites can't be Gentiles, but watch this. Watch this. Now it said of descendants of Abraham. So Abraham had Ishmael. Okay. He had Esau also came out of his loins.
Yep.
All right. Okay. All right. It says of what? What that say right there?
Of Israel.
Of Israel. Wow. Of Israel. All right. Of swarm of locusts, other animals, goyim, nations. Strong's definition: goy, rarely shortened, goy, apparently from the same root as H1465 in the sense of massing, a foreign nation, hence a Gentile. Also figuratively a troop of animals or a flight of locusts. Gentile, heathen, nation, people. So right here, the word Gentile refers to all nations.
Right.
Right. We saw in Genesis 10, it referred to the seed of Japheth. Right. Right. All right. So let's go to Judges. Let's show the Gentile heathens being called uncircumcised in the scriptures.
Where we going?
Let's go to Judges, the 14th chapter. Right. So yeah, so when you get to the New Testament, after we read this about the Gentiles, then we get into the scriptures about Israelites becoming uncircumcised and strangers. Then we're going to get to the New Testament to see who was the uncircumcised Paul wrote to, who was the strangers he wrote to, the Gentiles he wrote to. Was it the uncircumcised Gentiles of the nations or
Make
of
it plain,
the Israelites?
Bring it out.
All right. All right. So Judges 14. Judges 14, verse 3.
14 and 3.
Right.
Then his father and his mother said unto him, is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren or among all my people that thou goest to take a wife of the uncircumcised Philistine?
Right. So you see the Philistines, which is another nation other than Israel, is
Hamites.
labeled uncircumcised, right? Now the next spot we're going to go is 1 Samuel 17:26. 1 Samuel, did you finish that?
No, I didn't finish
Finish
that
that
up.
out.
Of the uncircumcised Philistines,
right.
And Samson said unto his father, get her from me, for she pleases me well.
Right. All right. 1 Samuel 17 and verse 26. And then in this verse, he referring to the Philistines again, but it's just another witness showing that the Philistines is a Gentile nation. called uncircumcised, the same thing for all other Gentile nations.
Right.
All right. 1 Samuel 17:26. Go ahead.
And David spake unto the men that stood by him, saying,
Yeah.
What shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine, and taking away the reproach from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living power?
All right, so we see Gentiles and uncircumcised applied to the heathen. Now, when you're dealing with Israelites becoming heathens and strangers and uncircumcised, it's certain conditions that we are in that would cause us to be labeled Gentiles or strangers.
Come on, bro.
All right, so let's get into that. Let's go to Leviticus 25. Let's go to Leviticus 25. Let's do that. Let's go to Leviticus 25. Leviticus 25.
Oh,
Leviticus 25. Let's do 35 through 44. 35 through 44. All right. We finna pull some definitions, so get your blue letters out, y'all.
All right.
And this is very needed to pull these definitions, because if you don't pull definitions,
you'll never get to understand.
You're gonna miss the understanding. You're gonna think that the stranger that sojourneth amongst you and your bondservant is the same thing, which is not, and we finna prove that. All right. Leviticus the 25th chapter. Verse 35.
All right.
Hold on, let me get down this blue letter first, because I'm gonna pull this definition. A couple of them, actually. Leviticus 25, and we're gonna read verse 35. Go ahead.
And if thy brother.
If thy who?
Thy brother.
Okay, let's get this definition. Let's get the definition of brother. All right. This is H 251. We all use this word ah.
Right.
All right. It says brother. Brother of the same parents.
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So half brother of the same father, relative, kinship, same tribe, each to the other, reciprocal relationship, figurative of resemblance. Strong's definition. A brother, used in the widest sense of literal relationship and metaphorical affinity or resemblance. Another, brother, brotherly, kindred, like, other. Compare. The proper names beginning with ahi. Okay. So we see that we not talking about other nations when we talking about brother here, right? All right, let's keep reading.
And if thy brother be waxing poor, and fallen in decay with thee, then thou shalt relieve him, yea, though he be a stranger.
Though he be a what?
Stranger.
All right, go ahead.
Or a sojourner, that he may live with thee.
All right, so this is the thing, y'all. Now, when we was given this law, we was all in the wilderness. We hadn't been scattered yet. All right, we hadn't been in our land, none of that. We in the wilderness, right? So what is the law talking about? If thy brother waxing poor? You know what I'm saying? This is prophecy in the law of, like I said, a future condition.
Right.
Future condition of
That's
Israel,
what this is.
Right? So let's get the definition of stranger in this verse. All right, now write this down. Write this down. Let's get the definition of stranger. H1616 is ger. All right, now this is not the only definition of stranger, y'all. So when we get down and we start talking about the heathen, the definition for stranger is going to be different, much different.
Right.
All right, so write this down. This is the definition for stranger in verse 35. H1616, ger, a sojourner, a temporary inhabitant, a newcomer, lacking inherited rights.
Do what?
Lacking inherited rights. So this stranger would be a newcomer or somebody who's lacking inherited rights. Why? Because he was not born in the land of Israel, right? Or he fell on hard times and his brother had to build him up.
Right.
See, it's certain conditions that makes us be labeled as strangers and Gentiles, uncircumcised. We're going to get into it though. It says foreigners in Israel, though conceded rights. It says properly a guest. Strong's definition, properly a guest. By implication, a foreigner, alien, sojourner, or stranger. Now he will be a temporary inhabitant because he will be coming up to keep the feast as well. Right? This is law. This is prophecy prophesying about a future condition in Israel about brothers waxing poor, becoming strangers, being temporary inhabitants in the land. But all of them are Israelites.
That's it.
Yet they are considered strangers and temporary inhabitants. All right. Next verse.
36. Take thou no usury of him, or increase, but fear thy power, that thy brother may live with thee.
Right. So you couldn't do nothing with interest with your brother. All right, go ahead.
37. Thou shalt not give him thine money upon usury.
That's right.
Nor lend him thy victuals for increase. I am Yahweh your power. Which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt to give you the land of Canaan and to be your power. 39. And if thy brother,
if thy who?
If thy brother,
they go that word ak again, of the same family. Right? Go ahead.
And if thy brother that dwelleth by thee be waxing poor, and be sold unto thee, thou shalt not compel him to serve as a bond servant.
Let's get the definition of bond servant. Let's get that definition. All right, bond servant. Let's get the definition of bond servant. So if your brother waxed poor, fell on hard times, you couldn't compel him to be a bond servant. A bond servant, you not getting paid for your services, neither are you eligible to be redeemed. That's it. It's different between a hired servant and a bond servant. A hired servant, you getting paid for your services. You getting paid your day's wages at the end of every day,
right? And
you up for redemption. Bond servants, not so. All right. It's H5650. It's evade.
Strong's H5650. Evid.
All right, the outline of biblical usage says what? A slave, a servant, a slave, servant, manservant, subjects, servants, worshipers of God, servants in special sense as prophets, Levites, right? Servant of Israel, servant as form of address between equals. So which definition would fit here? A bondservant will be a slave of Israel. But it says you can't make him a slave if he of your brother. Right? All right. Strong's definitions, it says a servant, bondage, bondman, bondservant, manservant. All right, keep reading.
Verse 40.
Go ahead.
But as an hired servant.
As a hired servant.
And as a sojourner.
And as a temporary inhabitant. Or go ahead.
He shall be with thee. And shall serve thee until the year of Jubilee.
Right, go ahead. And
then shall he depart from thee, both he and his children with him, and shall return unto his own family, and unto the possession of his fathers shall he return. So that's even more than he's talking about Israelites.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Shall he return?
Not the bondman, the stranger that he's talking about. The stranger that sojourneth among you returns to his inheritance, the year of Jubilee. All right. Go ahead.
42. For they are my servants, which I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondmen.
Right.
Thou shalt not rule over them with rigor, but thou shalt fear Yahweh.
All right, verse 44.
Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen.
Shall be of the what?
The heathen.
Shall be of the heathen. Go ahead.
That are round about you. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids.
So them was your slaves. Them was not the strangers sojourning among you. Those were not the temporary inhabitants.
Break it down, bro.
All right. So if we got understanding on this so far, let me get some sevens up in these chat rooms on YouTube, on the Facebook. If we understand that so far,
y'all still out there? Y'all wake?
Y'all up? You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. All right. So let's go to the next spot.
All right.
Let's go to the next spot. Let's go to Exodus 12. Let's go to the next spot. We're gonna slow roll it first. Then it's gonna pick up a little later. Exodus 12. Let's do 43 through 45. 43 through 45.
Exodus 12,
yeah,
verse 43, and I read. And Yahweh said unto Moshe and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover.
Yeah.
There shall no stranger eat thereof.
There shall no what?
Stranger.
All right.
Take your time on this one, bro.
All right. Let's pull the definition.
Take your time on this one, bro.
Let's pull the definition of stranger.
Take your time on this.
Let's pull the definition of stranger.
Because this right here rubs a whole lot of people the wrong way.
Oh,
you talking about the stranger taking of the feast days.
Yeah. Y'all, you want to have heathens all up in the feast days? That's a no-go. At the order of Melchizedek Ministries, it is.
Cash
you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, not happening.
Ain't happening, Captain.
Not happening. All right, let's get the definition of stranger in this verse. Let's see if it's the same one that referred to the Israelite stranger in Leviticus 25 that we read about. Let's see. It's Nakar down here.
Yeah, Nakar.
52:36. H52:36. All right. What it say, man?
H52:36. Nechar.
That's not the same word. That's not the same word. The stranger that described the Israelite was what? 8:16:16.
Come on, bro.
Right? So different definition. Let's see the definitions. It says what? Foreign.
Right.
Alien. Foreignness. That which is foreign, foreignness, foreign gods, alien, foreign, vanity. Strong's definition, foreign or concretely a foreigner, or abstractly heathenindom.
Come on, bro.
Heathenindom. Y'all hear that? It says alien, strange, stranger. So the strangers of the nations can't partake in the Passover. Now, so I know some people gonna say, well, see, brother, that was under the order of Aaron, and all the priesthood once set up.
Joe, they still in the wilderness. Yeah,
we still in the wilderness.
So what priesthood were we under in the wilderness?
Read Exodus 19. Read Exodus 19. Go ahead.
Now, here go the conjunction. He's gonna make a difference with this one word.
Yeah.
But, verse 44, but every man's servant or bond slave, right? That's who? That's the heathen. No, that's the heathen. No, I'm saying that, but every man's servant.
Every man's servant. Yeah, Israel has servant.
Right.
But the every man's servant or bond slave, go ahead.
That is bought for money.
Bought for money. Go ahead.
When thou hast circumcised him.
Two things got to happen. If the heathens can partake in the Passover or any feast, they got to be bought with money and circumcised. None of y'all has bought them heathens in y'all congregations with money. None of y'all. I know where y'all going next. We both know where y'all going with it next. Just wait. Go ahead.
Then shall he eat thereof.
Then shall he eat. All right. Now read verse 45. Watch this.
A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof.
Wow. So we have a contradiction. Say the foreigner and the hired servant. Let's keep reading. Always. Matter of fact, skip down to 48. He finna clear it up right here.
All right.
But nah, read that 45 again. We finna get these definitions.
A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof.
All right, let's just get the definition of foreigner. We know what a hired servant is based on Leviticus 25, right? All right. That was foreigner. It says sojourner. It's H8453. I'm sorry, y'all. Toshab is the word. It says sojourner, stranger. Strong's definition. From H3427, a dweller, but not outlandish, especially as distinguished from a native citizen.
A what?
A native citizen.
Okay.
A temporary inmate, a mere lodger, a resident alien, a foreigner, inhabited, sojourner, stranger. All right, so now let's skip down to what the verse was. I say 48.
48.
Skip down to 48 and let's see.
And when a stranger.
And and when a what?
And when a stranger.
Go ahead.
Shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to your house.
Yeah.
Let all his males be circumcised.
Right. Go ahead.
And then let him come near and keep it. And he shall be as one that is born in the land.
Wow.
For no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof.
All right. Now let's get the definition of stranger in verse 48. Let's see if it's the same stranger as the heathens of the nations. Let's see, or let's see if it's Ger. All right. Verse 48.
Yeah, verse 48.
All right, verse 48. What stranger is that?
Ger.
H16 and 16. H16 and 16. Now, why would this stranger be circumcised? Why wouldn't he? Because we gonna go and prove later on, but this is why, because he would be scattered in a different land, and he been under customs of heathens, and he's coming up for the feast. And we gonna read that, the letters of Pontius Pilate. We gonna read that. We gonna prove everything we saying. We gonna prove everything we saying. We gonna prove.
That's right, bro.
All right. So when you get to the New Testament, Paul ain't talking about Brad Pitt and you know what I'm saying, white men. And why do y'all mind just go to white folk when you hear the word Gentile anyway?
Right. Come on, bro.
Stockholm syndrome is what it sounds like to me.
That's it.
All right. So the stranger here in this verse is Ger, temporary inhabitant, one lacking inheriting rights. Right? Did you finish that off?
I finished 48.
All right. It says, read verse 49.
One law shall be to him that is homeborn.
Homeborn, him that is born in the land. That's what homeborn means. Right? Go ahead.
And unto the stranger that sojourneth among you.
Wow. So is the stranger, anybody on the comment board, is the stranger that sojourneth among you your bondservant or your brethren?
Come on, bro.
Huh? Anybody on the comment board? Because people say that the stranger that sojourneth among you is the heathen.
That's what they've been taught.
That's what they've been taught, and that's what they still teaching. But it's false according to scripture. We just pulled the definition.
That's it, bro.
So the stranger that sojourneth among you and bond service is two different things. All right. So now let's go to 1 Kings. I just wanted to establish that. I just wanted to establish that.
1 Kings.
1 Kings.
What's it?
Let's do 1 Kings 12.
All right.
1 Kings 12. Shalom, my aunt J Dub. What it do, Hebrew? 1 Kings 12. 1 Kings 12. Let's pick it up at verse 28. Pick it up at verse 28.
All right.
Nah, that ain't it. 1 Kings 11:28. My bad.
Right.
That's what it was.
All right.
1 Kings 11:28. 1 Kings 11:28.
And the man Jeroboam was a mighty man of valor.
Yeah.
And Solomon, seeing the young man that he was industrious, he made him ruler over the charge of the house of Joseph. And it came to pass at the time when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem that the prophet Ahijah, the Shilonite, found him in the way. And he had clad himself with a new garment, and they two were alone in the field.
Yeah.
And Ahijah caught the new garment that was on him and rent it in 12 pieces.
How many pieces?
12 pieces.
All right, go ahead.
And Jeroboam he said to Jeroboam, take the 10 pieces, for thus saith Yahweh, the power of Israel. Behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon, and I will give 10 tribes to thee.
All right, so this is prophecy about the split of the nation. Right? All right, so now let's skip down to Let's skip down to verse 34. Skip down to 34.
All right. Howbeit I will take the whole kingdom out of. I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand.
Right.
But I will make him a prince all the days of his life for David, my servant's sake.
Yeah.
Whom I chose. Excuse me. Whom I chose because he kept my commandments and my statutes.
Right. Go ahead.
But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand.
Yeah.
And I will give it unto thee, even 10 tribes.
Even 10 tribes. Go ahead.
And unto his son, I will give 1 tribe.
Right.
And David, my servant, that David, my servant, may have a light always before me in Jerusalem, the city which I have chosen to put my name there.
And throughout our history, throughout these different captivities, you see what I'm saying? Eventually, Benjamin, Judah, and Levi, you know what I'm saying? They kept their capital in Jerusalem.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So that's the southern kingdom.
Come on,
and
bro.
Then you had the other tribes, all the other tribes. That's the northern kingdom. They was carried off into Assyria.
That's right.
All right. So now let's get into some now we know the kingdom is split. All right. Let's get into some prophecies about Israelites becoming Gentiles. Let's go to Genesis 35.
All right.
Let's get into it. Let's start rolling this ball now. Genesis 35. We're gonna read 10 through 11. Genesis 35, 10 through 11. Now, this is Jacob that's being talked to.
Come on, bro.
All right. Now, Jacob had 12 sons, right? That's it. 12 sons. Nobody else. But listen to what's about to be said to him. And keep in mind, we read the Hebrew word for Gentiles early was what? Goy. Right? Goy. All right. So let's read 10 and 11. Read 10 and 11.
Genesis 35 and 10. And Yahweh said unto him, thy name is Jacob.
Yeah.
Thy name shall not be called anymore Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel.
That's right. Go ahead.
And Yahweh said unto him, I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah.
A nation.
A what?
A nation. And a company of nations shall be of thee.
Yeah.
And kings shall come out of thy loins.
All right. Now
break it down, bro. Break that down. Break that down.
A nation and a company of nations. Now let's get the definition for nations. Let's go to the blue letter.
Go ahead, bro.
The definition for nation, the Strong's number is H1471. Let's just see what the Hebrew word for nation in this verse is. And this is referring to Jacob, who had 12 sons. And the Most High said, out of you, a nation and a company of nations. Let's hear what the Hebrew word for nations is.
Strong's H1471. Goy.
Wow.
Same thing, man.
Same thing for Gentile.
Come on, bro.
Same Hebrew word for Gentile.
What you gonna do with that?
So let's just substitute the word there. Let's substitute the word Gentile for nation. Now reread that verse. Reread that verse. Verse 11.
Verse 11.
And something where you see nation and nations, substitute Gentile. Right there.
And Yahweh said unto him,
right.
I am Yahweh Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. And a Gentile.
And a company.
And a company of Gentiles.
Strangers in a company of strangers. So nations. Go ahead. Nations
shall be of thee. And kings shall come out of thy loins.
So a company of Gentiles, Goy shall come out of Jacob. He didn't have no Gentiles.
Sure did. Now how you gonna explain
so
that?
What is this talking about? But let's get the definitions, just in case you think we winging it, because it's the same exact definitions for when you pull up Gentile. So it says nation, people, usually of non-Hebrew people, of descendants of Abraham.
Come on, bro.
Of Israel. All right. Of swarm of locusts and other animals, figuratively, if this was figuratively speaking. Wow. So
how did?
So Jacob, a company of Gentiles came out of him. Well, you say, so how is a company of nations? Each tribe is considered a nation.
Right.
That's why you couldn't mix, you couldn't marry in between tribes.
Even
like
amongst
if you was Levi, you could marry somebody from Judah. That's considered a strange marriage, according to Numbers 36.
Right.
In the eyes of the Most High. 2 Israelites. You see, so each tribe is a nation. and all the nations combined make up the kingdom of Israel.
Come on, bro.
All right, so right here it's a prophecy of Israelites becoming Gentiles. He told Jacob that. He said, a company of Gentiles of Goy shall come from thee. All right, let's go to the next spot. Let's go to the next spot. Let's deal with Ezekiel, the 14th chapter. And now this is where you really need to pay attention. This is where you really need to pay attention. This is we about to start picking it up now. Because now we about to start talking. Now you about to start seeing words like alien and estranged and you're not a people to me. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to Ezekiel 14, read verses 4 through 5. All right. So the nation is split, y'all. You got the kingdom of Judah, you got the kingdom of Israel. All right. Go ahead. Verses
Ezekiel 14 starting at verse 4. Yeah. Therefore speak unto them and say unto them, thus saith the Lord God. Every man of the house of Israel.
Okay, now we know this is not talking about all of Israel. This is the house of Israel. Go ahead.
Northern kingdom.
The northern kingdom, in other words, y'all. The northern kingdom. Remember that. Remember I said one of the key points. You gotta know the history of Israel when it comes to the idolatry and disobedience, specifically of the northern kingdom. Go ahead.
That setteth up his idols in his heart. And putteth the stumbling block of his iniquity before his face. Yeah. And cometh to the prophet. I, the Lord, will answer him that cometh according to the multitude of his idols.
All right. Go ahead.
Verse 5. That I may take the house of Israel.
The house of Israel, the northern kingdom. Go ahead.
In their own heart.
All right.
Because they are estranged from me through their idol.
Now let's get this word estranged. Let's see what this means. Let's see what estranged means. Let's see what estranged means. Estranged is H2114.
Strong's H2114. Zur.
Now I want you to read this because I don't want them to think I'm making this up.
Right.
Now I want you to read them definitions.
All right. To be strange. Be a stranger.
A what?
A stranger.
Go ahead.
To become a stranger.
To become a stranger.
Strange. Another. Stranger.
That said in the red notice it said to become a stranger. Now remember I told you certain conditions. You know what I'm saying? When we are in certain conditions, it causes us to become Gentiles, strangers, or heathen. So we see another condition that will cause us to be estranged.
Right.
Is serving idols, taking on customs of other heathens. But don't worry, we're gonna get it. Go ahead.
Foreigner.
Yeah.
An enemy.
Ooh, who?
An enemy to the Most High.
Foreigner, enemy, stranger. Go ahead.
Loathsome. A breath participle.
Yeah.
Strange woman, prostitute, harlot.
Yeah.
To be estranged.
Yeah.
To be a stranger.
I want to get to this last one.
Be one alienated.
Be one what?
Alienated.
Now y'all remember that word alienated. And alien is there too, ain't it? Is
in the Strong.
Is in the Strong. Okay, read the Strong.
A strong definition. Zor.
Yeah.
A primitive root to turn aside, especially for lodging. Hence to be a foreigner, strange, profane, specifically active participle to commit adultery. Now he read about the idols that they were doing.
Yeah.
Another fanner, go away, stranger, strange thing, strange woman.
All right, strange woman. So now let's go to Hosea, the first chapter. Let's go to Hosea, the first chapter. Let's go to Hosea, the first chapter.
Hosea 1.
Hosea 1. Hosea 1. We're gonna get right into it. Let's get verse 6.
All right.
Verse 5. Pick it up at verse 5. Yeah.
And it shall come to pass at that day that I will break the bow of Israel in the valley of Jezreel.
Yeah.
And she conceived again and bare a daughter. And God said unto him, call her name Lo Ruhumah, for I will no more have mercy upon the house of Israel.
Upon the who?
The house of Israel.
So he says he will no more have mercy upon the house of Israel. Not all 12. That's not all 12 tribes, y'all. This is just the northern kingdom.
Right.
Go ahead.
But I will utterly take them away.
Ooh, I will utterly take them away. Go ahead.
7. But I will have mercy upon the house of Judah.
Upon the house of Judah. So it says he had mercy upon the house of Judah, the southern kingdom. Right? See, this is history that you must understand before you just go through Paul's letters and start reading Jew and Greek. All right, go ahead.
And will save them for Yahweh their power, and will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen.
Now, hold your spot right here. We coming right back to this. Let's go to Hosea 11. Let's go to Hosea 11. Read one verse, verse 12. Hosea 11, verse 12.
Ephraim compares me about with lies.
Right? Ephraim, the biggest tribe out of the northern kingdom, so is used as the main tribe to refer to the whole northern kingdom. Ephraim, go ahead.
Ephraim compares me about with lies, and the house of Israel with deceit.
Right.
But Yehuda ruleth with Yahweh,
wow,
and is faithful with the saints.
You see that? So Ephraim was going completely off to where the Most High said he won't even have mercy on them no more. All right, then we just got the precept right here. Let's go back to that Hosea 1. Where we stop at?
We stopped at verse 7.
Verse 7. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Now, when she had weaned Lo Ruhamah, she conceived and bare a son.
Yeah.
Then said Yahweh, call his name Lo Ami, for ye are not my people.
Oh, who?
For ye are not my people.
Who is he talking about? Is he talking about all Israel, the southern kingdom, or the northern kingdom?
Northern kingdom, brother.
The house of Israel, y'all, the northern kingdom. So if you not a people to the Most High, what are you?
You nations. You are the nation.
You a Gentile. You a stranger. You a stranger. We just read in Ezekiel 14, estranged means to become a stranger. Well, now what are we estranged from?
Right.
That's the next question. The covenants. The covenants. Now we got with all we got on the table.
Come on, bro.
It should, your mental wheels should be turning now. All right. So we got Genesis 35 and 10. Jacob was told that a company of Goy will come out of him, or Gentiles, or nations. Then you got Ezekiel 14, 4-5. The house of Israel has become estranged to me through their idols. All right. So now let's go look at us becoming uncircumcised.
Let me finish that now, bro.
Finish that.
For ye are not my people.
Ye are not my people.
And I will not be your God.
And I will not be your God. All right. So let's go to Jeremiah chapter 3. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 3. Jeremiah chapter 3. Jeremiah chapter 3, let's do 6-8.
All right.
Jeremiah 3, 6-8.
And the Lord said also unto me in the days of Josiah the king, hast thou seen that which backsliding Israel had done? She is going up on every high mountain and under every green tree, and there have played the harlot. Now we read about that prostitute.
Yeah.
In that definition.
So go ahead.
And I said after she had done all these things, turn thou unto me, but she returned not. And her treacherous sister Judah saw it. And I saw for all these causes whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery, I had put her away.
What he do to Israel?
I had put her away.
He put her away. Go ahead.
And given her a bill of divorce.
Divorce. Want the covenant in Exodus 24?
Come on, bro.
Want that a marriage ceremony?
Yes, sir.
So what can an Israelite become a stranger to? The covenant of the Most High.
Come on, bro.
He divorced the house of Israel. He divorced the northern kingdom.
Yep.
Then he said they are not a people to me.
Yep.
Why? Because of the idolatry and acting like heathen.
Right, bro.
Right? Let's get more precepts. Let's get more precepts. Let's go to Jeremiah, the 9th chapter. Let's show Israel being uncircumcised in the eyes of the Most High. Jeremiah 9, let's do 25 and 26.
All right. Jeremiah 9, verse 25. Behold, the days come, said Yahweh.
Yeah.
That I will punish all them which are circumcised with the uncircumcised. Egypt or Mizraim, Yehuda and Edom, and all the children of Ammon and Moab, and all that are in the uttermost corner, that dwell in the wilderness. For all these nations are uncircumcised, and all the house of Israel are uncircumcised in heart.
Wow. So now he's saying all the house of Israel is uncircumcised.
That's all about it. I got the light bulb on. Light bulb just came on.
All the house of Israel is uncircumcised, right?
Yes, sir.
So now let's go to First Maccabees.
Let's
go look at the southern kingdom becoming heathens and uncircumcised. Let's go look at it. Taking on now we about to start seeing our people taking on the customs of Greeks and all that. Now, no matter of fact, let's hold on. Let's go to that next. Let's go, since we dealing with the northern kingdom. Let's go to 2 Kings 17. Let's show them going off and becoming uncircumcised, becoming strangers and heathens. And even you still got our people in the church today say, I'm a Gentile. When you bring them this word and tell them they're Israelite, they'll deny that and say, no, I'm a Gentile. And partly they're right.
Right, bro.
In their mindset, they are Gentile. In their mindset, they are Gentile.
You gonna pick it up at the 7?
At 6.
At 6.
Yes, sir.
All right.
2 Kings 17. We're gonna pick it up at verse 6. Go ahead.
In the 9th year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria took Samaria and carried Israel away into Assyria and placed them in Hala and in Habor by the river Gozan and in the cities of the Medes.
Right.
For it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their God, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt, from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and feared other gods.
They did what?
And feared other gods.
Verse 8.
And walked in the statutes of the heathen.
See, so walk and when you get into the Hebrew language, walk figuratively, that's going into your manner of life. Right. So you walked in all the decrees of the heathen, meaning your manner of life was like a heathen. We read, are we making any of this up, or are we reading all this?
And just like we were before we came to truth, we kept Christmas.
Yeah.
We kept Thanksgiving.
We was Gentiles in mindset.
Right.
But we was still Israelites.
Right.
We was strangers to the covenant. We didn't know nothing about the law.
Right.
Yeah, we was once estranged. Go ahead.
And walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom Yahweh cast out from before the children of Israel.
Right.
And of the king of Israel, which they had made.
Go ahead.
And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against Yahweh their power. And they built them high places in all their cities, from the tower, from the tower of the watchman to the fenced city.
Yeah, go ahead.
And they set up images and groves in every high hill and under every green tree. And they burnt incense in all the high places, as did the heathen, from whom the Lord carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke Yahweh to anger. For they served idols, wherefore the Lord has said unto them, ye shall not do this thing.
All right, skip down to 15.
All right. And they rejected his statutes.
What else did they reject?
And his covenant.
And his what?
And his covenant.
So they rejected the covenant, but took on customs in the covenant of other heathen.
Right, brother.
Wow. So what are you at this point in the eyes of the Most High?
You estranged.
And then he say he divorced, put the house of Israel away, so they're not a people. So he looks at Israelites that act like heathens and strangers.
Right.
It's heathens, not a people. Go ahead.
And his covenant that he made with their fathers, and his testimonies which he testified against them.
Yeah.
And they followed vanity, nothing, worthlessness, and became vain, and went after the heathen that were around about them, concerning whom the Lord had charged them that they should not do like them. For they left all the commandments of the Lord their God, and made them molten images, even 2 calves, and made a grove and worship all the host of heaven, and served Baal. And they called their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire, and used divination and enchantments, and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger.
Y'all see why the Most High divorced the house of Israel? Y'all see what all these people was doing? Go ahead.
Verse 18. Therefore Yahweh was very angry with Israel, and removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only. And Yehudah kept the commandments of the Lord their God. Kept not the commandments of the Lord their God, but walked in the statutes of Israel, which they made. And Yahweh rejected all the seed of Israel.
The house, he talking about the house of Israel. He's not talking about all Israelites, because that would contradict what we read in 1 Kings, the 11th chapter, about David always having the light in Judah.
Come on, bro.
Go ahead.
And afflicted them, and delivered them into the hand of the spoilers, until he had cast them out of his sight.
So he rejected also. Now we got him rejecting all the seed of the house of Israel. All right, go ahead.
For he rent Israel from the house of David, and they made Jeroboam the son of Nebat king, and Jeroboam drave Israel from following the Lord, and made them sin a great sin. For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, which he did. They departed not from them, until Yahweh removed Israel out of his sight, as he has said by all his servants, the prophets. So was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day.
Unto this day. So this is the northern kingdom going completely off, and them being rejected. All right, so we got them being divorced. Most High calling them not a people. Right here it said that all the seed of them was rejected. So now let's get into the southern kingdom.
Come on, bro.
Let's go to 1 Maccabees. Let's go to 1 Maccabees chapter 1. Then let's do 11 through 15. 11 through 15. Go ahead.
What you got?
Well,
oh, I got you. In those days went there out Israel wicked men, who pursued many, saying, Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Let us do what?
Make a covenant with the heathen.
Right, now keep in mind, the northern kingdom is still scattered.
That's right.
They had been gone.
Right.
All right. This is the time of the Greeks.
Right.
And the only ones you got there right now, you might have some remnants of the northern kingdom in there, but predominantly who do you have?
You got Judah, Levi, and Benjamin.
That's who you got. That's who you're reading about right here. Go ahead.
That are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Then certain other people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen.
Wow. Go ahead.
Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
Wow. So you got Israelites partaking and doing customs of the Greeks. Right? Go ahead.
And made themselves uncircumcised.
They did what?
And made themselves uncircumcised.
Right. So when you take on customs of Greeks, what do? You make yourself uncircumcised.
Yeah, because you can't physically put the foreskin back on.
Right.
So he's talking about spiritually what they're doing as far as worship.
Exactly. And in order for you to make a covenant with another God, you have to completely go away from the covenant that you are already under.
Yeah, we can read.
Go ahead.
And forsook the holy covenant.
Wow.
and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief.
Y'all see that? So let's get another witness on this about us becoming Greeks. All right, let's go to 2nd Maccabees.
All right. Go ahead, bro.
Probably had to get up, cut it back on.
You good?
What a light.
Fill it up on that post. Go back to your left. Go back to your left.
All right, let's go to 2nd Maccabees chapter 4. Let's do 7 through 15.
All right.
2nd Maccabees chapter 4, 7 through 15. Like this a history. A lot of brews don't even talk about us becoming Greeks, and it's so important, especially when you get to the New Testament.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
2nd Maccabees 4.
Chapter 4. Pick it up at verse 7.
But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus called Epiphanes took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Onias, labored underhand to be a high priest.
All right, so Jason, he was a sellout. We always had sellouts amongst our people.
Yeah, just like Stephen on Django.
Yes, sir. So this
sellout Negro.
This is the same time frame. The Greeks, period of the Greeks and the Maccabees, right? Go ahead.
Verse 8. Promising unto the king by intercession 303 score talents of silver, and of another revenue 80 talents.
You see that all this for a little position.
Yeah, he trying to buy his position.
Go ahead.
Besides this, he promised to assign 150 more if he might have license to set up a place for exercise and for the training up of youth in the fashions of the heathen.
Yeah, to do what?
To train up the youth in the fashions of the heathen.
So we talking about Jason, who sold the nation out. He sold the nation out, and in result of that, we became indoctrinated. So now you got generations being raised up in Greek customs.
Right, as it is today.
As it is today. The Negro sitting here today in Babylon thinks he's an American.
Right, think he got rights.
Yeah, I'm patriotic, brother. He gonna be wearing a
red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue cap, red, white, and blue shirt, red, white, and blue pants, red, white, and blue socks in another month.
And eating pig meat.
Yeah, he think he's an American. So because of this sellout, you have our youth being raised up, generations being raised up in Greek customs. Did we sneak in y'all houses last night and type these words in y'all Bibles in the Apocryphas? No. We not making none of this up. Go ahead.
And
Shalom, Mom. Go ahead.
She tuned in.
Yeah.
And to write them of Jerusalem by name of Antiochus.
Oh, so now then there's the name change.
My name ain't Israel. My name is Butler.
Ooh, so now the name's changed. Now, first, we train you up in the customs, get the youth. We train the youth up. So now there's generations of Israelites thinking they're damn Greeks. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Which when the king had granted and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to the Greekish fashion.
His own nation, the Israelites, to the Greekish fashion.
That's crazy.
Keep reading.
11. And the royal privilege granted of special favors to the Jews by means of John, the father of Eupephilus, who went ambassador to Rome for amenity and aid. He took away and putting down of the governments which were according to the law. He brought up new customs against the law.
Wow, go ahead.
For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under his subjection. Under his subjection.
Ah, okay. So now you didn't accept it. Under his subjection mean you didn't accept it this way of living.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And made them wear a hat.
Oh, okay. So now it's really official now. Now you putting on, now you dressing like a damn Greek.
Yeah. Snapback.
Yeah, Nike. That's the name of a Greek god. Y'all didn't know that? Nike. Huh? Mars. What that's the name of a candy company.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
13. Now such was the height of Greek fashions and increase of heathenist manners.
All right, so now not only was you dressing like a Greek,
Mhm.
was you acting like a Greek,
Mhm.
you was what they say?
Heathenist manners. Now you acting like
now you got mannerisms like a Greek.
how you doing, buddy?
Hey, yeah. Hey, guy, yeah. Now you got Greek mannerisms.
What's ak?
Yeah, what? Huh?
I know what you're talking about, guy.
Go ahead.
Through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch, and no high priest. That the priest had no courage to serve anymore at the altar, but despising the temple, and neglecting the sacrifices, hasten to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise after the game of discus called them forth.
Wow, so now you playing Greek games. You throwing the discus.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that the sport culture that come from. That's Greek, that's heathen stuff.
All the step shows and everything else.
All the look, yo, people think they Greeks today. I'm a AKA, I'm a Delta, I'm a Q dog, I'm a, you know what I'm saying? Look, this ain't nothing new with our people. This ain't nothing new with our people. Our people think they Greeks today. Or still take on Greek customs today.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. What verse we at?
I'm at 15, brother.
Go ahead.
Not setting by the honors of their fathers,
wow,
but likened to the glory of the Grecians best of all.
Ooh, so now the way of life that you came up in, being an Israelite, keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, you disregard that, and you regard the way of the life of the Greeks or the Grecians.
Let me add something here.
Go ahead.
Because we got the other thing we've been dealing with for several months about these fringes, about joking wearing fringe and sin. But my thing is this on that, bro. You'll put a snapback on and a suit on, and put your penny loafers on, but you won't go back, and you'll even go get some African garb.
Yeah.
But soon as it comes to doing something that your forefathers wore or your forefather did, it's a problem.
It's a problem.
But you Negroes standing behind the regimental suit.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to throw that in there for a little flavor.
Yeah,
man.
I feel you. Get it off your chest.
Yeah.
So now we see the southern kingdom going off, becoming Gentiles, becoming uncircumcised.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All this in the Old Testament, right? All right, so now let's go to...
We done with that?
Yeah, we done with that. Let's go to Ezekiel 37. Let's go to Ezekiel 37.
Bring it out, bro.
Let's go to Ezekiel.
Well needed teaching.
All praises to the Most High.
All praise.
All praises. All praises. Then after we get this, then we're gonna go in the New Testament. I know y'all like, dang, he in the Old Testament. Let's
you have a more sure word of prophecy.
That's right. That's right. We gotta set foundation first. You ever built something, build a building and start building the roof first? Nah. You build the foundation first. All right, Ezekiel.
Mm-hmm.
And right here, yeah, let's go and get this. Ezekiel 15 through 22. Let's get this. Now, right here, we finna show how Israel, the nation of Israel, is considered two different nations in the eyes of the Most High.
That's right.
Until we are gathered. That's major, y'all. That is major. That is major.
All right, sis, I see you out there.
What up, TT? And understand that in the eyes of the Most High, and that's how the Brews looked at it back then. We're gonna read that. They looked at their brothers, they Israelite brothers that were strangers, that was not born in the land, that was born in foreign lands, that took on customs of the heathen. They looked at them as if they were another nation of people.
Right.
We're gonna prove that here shortly. Read that.
Prove everything on what the book say radio.
That's right. That's right. Ezekiel 37, 15 through what? 22. Let's get it.
The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel.
All right, so he said, take one stick. Go ahead.
His companions. Then take another stick and write. Okay.
No, go ahead.
And another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim.
Go ahead.
And for all the house of Israel, his companions. and join them one to another into one stick.
All right, so now we talking about putting wood together. That's called grafting, y'all.
Come on, bro.
Y'all, that is called grafting. Now, let me ask you this, because I just wanna ask y'all a question. Y'all ain't even got to answer it on the comment board. All right. When you grafting something, does it sound logical to graft apple tree? Can you graft the apple tree with a peach tree? Can you graft a peach tree and an orange tree? That's not possible. The only way that could be possible is if the two sticks that you grafting is of the same stock.
Come on, bro.
We're not gonna get into it tonight, but when we get to Romans 11, the Gentiles that was grafted in, don't worry. We're gonna say, keep reading.
I'm gonna pick that 18 up.
Okay, go ahead.
And when the children of our people, no, I need to pick it at 17.
Okay, go ahead.
And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these?
All right, so now check this out. So the people saw Ezekiel put these two sticks in their hand, and the gathering, the joining of these two sticks was a mystery to the people. Wow. Did you catch that?
Yes, sir.
It was a mystery to the people. They like, bro, what you doing? Go ahead.
19. Say unto them, thus saith Yahweh thy power.
Yeah.
Behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellow, and I will put with him even the stick of Judah.
Wow.
And make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes. And say unto them, thus saith Yahweh thy power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen.
From among the what?
From among the heathen.
Yeah.
Whither they be gone. And I will gather them on every side and bring them to their own land.
All right, verse 22.
And I will make them one nation.
I will make them one nation. Y'all, we still two different nations now.
Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
So if he's saying I will make them one nation, then what are you?
You strangers.
You strangers, you separate nations right now. Go ahead.
I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel. And one king shall be king to them. They shall, that's right, to them all. And they shall be no more two nations.
Two nations.
And they shall no more be two nations.
Right.
Neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all.
All right, so now when we get to the New Testament, why has the mission all of a sudden changed now? All the Old Testament is about the rise and redemption of Israel, the coming together of Israel. Then we get to the New Testament, all of a sudden now, it's about heathens. You know, heathens can just come in and claim they believe in Jesus and come in and teach and
talk wrong.
Man, look, stop.
Been taught wrong.
All because you can go to Paul and butcher one scripture.
Right.
Everything's changed now. But let's go to the New Testament. Let's go to the New Testament. Let's go to John the 7th chapter.
All right.
Let's go to John the 7th chapter. Nah. Yeah, let's go to John 7. Let's go here to show how the Israelites back then looked at their scattered brethren as Gentiles.
Come on, bro.
All right, John the 7th chapter. Let's do 32 through 35. 32 through 35.
And the Pharisees heard that the people murmured such things concerning him. And the Pharisees and the chief priests sent officers to take him.
All right, now keep in mind, during the time of Yeshua, who was mainly in the land? The southern kingdom.
Right, bro.
You see what I'm saying? The Pharisees, they was a part of the southern kingdom. All right, go ahead.
Then said Yeshua unto them, yet a little while I am with you, and then I go unto him that sent me.
Yeah.
Ye shall seek me and shall not find me. And where I am, thither ye cannot come.
35.
Then the Jews among themselves whither will he said among themselves, whither will he go? That we shall not find him.
Yeah.
Will he go into the dispersed?
Unto the who?
Unto the dispersed.
That means scattered.
Uh-huh.
Will he go to the scattered? Go ahead.
Among the Gentiles.
Among the Gentiles.
And teach the Gentiles.
And teach the Gentiles.
Come on, bro.
Wow.
Come on, bro.
Wow.
Come on, bro.
All right, let's go to the next spot. Let's go to John 11 chapter. Let's go to John 11 chapter. 45 through 52. 45 through 52.
Verse 45.
Then
many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen the things which Yeshua did believed on him. But some of them went their way to the Pharisees and told them what things Yeshua had done.
Yeah.
Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him.
Yeah.
And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
Sorry, joke.
And one of them named Caiaphas, being a high priest that same year, said unto them, ye know nothing at all, nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not.
And that the whole nation perish not. Go ahead.
And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Yeshua should die for the nation.
For that nation.
For that nation.
What nation?
That nation.
The southern kingdom of Judah. Now watch this next statement that comes out of his mouth. Go ahead.
And not for that nation only.
Wow, go ahead.
But that also he should gather together in one the children of God, or Yahweh, that were scattered abroad.
That were what?
Scattered abroad.
Let's go to James 1 and 1. Let's go to James 1 and 1.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was scattered abroad.
To that nation that was scattered abroad.
So the nation scattered abroad, could it be the uncircumcised strangers that one homeborn that took on heathen customs? Or even the Israelites, because we finna pull some out of this, we're gonna show, or it could have even been Israelites with mixed worship. Israelites that did heathen customs but still kept the feast 3
like
times.
Like you read in the Apocrypha.
You see? So yeah, so this thing is yeah. Like my brother say, Houston, we have a problem. We have a problem.
Big problem.
James 1 and 1.
James 1 and 1 in our read. James, a servant of the Yahweh and of the power Yeshua HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting.
Ooh, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, greeting. All right, now what we have right here is the letters of Pontius Pilate, written during his governorship of Judea to his friend Seneca in Rome.
Come on, bro.
Now let's get some out this book right here.
Now this a heathen now.
Yeah, this is Pontius Pilate. We all know who that is from the scriptures, right? So this is his account of the things that he saw during his governorship, and he's writing it back to his friend Seneca in Rome. Now read this highlighted passage right here.
All right.
Read this highlighted passage.
All right. This is talking about the arrest of our Messiah. This name of this chapter is called the arrest of Jesus, or the arrest of Yeshua. All right. It says, you know, I am sure I have told you this before,
right?
That when the Passover is finished, and a large part of the foreign Jews.
Of the who?
Foreign Jews.
Oh, so the stranger, the temporary inhabitants. Right? Go ahead.
Of the foreign Jews troop back to the coast on their way home, I hold games in Caesarea for several days, in a relaxation for me as well as for them. And it is good for trade. Do you ask whether they come to my games?
So he like, you asking, do they come to my games? Go ahead.
Of course they come. They are not Pharisees.
Oh, so now he's saying, look, they ain't Pharisees,
but they Jews.
But they Israelites,
Mm-hmm.
they foreign Jews, foreign Israelites, but they not Pharisees. Go ahead.
They are Greek Jews.
What?
Greek Jews.
Wow, Greek Jews.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all hear that? Go ahead. So we're not making none of this up.
Cyrenic Jews.
Cyrenian Jews.
Cyrenian Jews.
Yeah.
Asiatic Jews.
Jews in Asia, Israelites in Asia,
Mm-hmm.
Israelites in Greece. He straight up called them Greek Jews. Go ahead.
Merrier and humaner folk than their harsh Judaic brothers.
You see, the kingdom of Judah, those were the Israelites that kept covenant. That was circumcised, that kept the customs of their fathers.
Mm-hmm.
That's the circumcision. The uncircumcision is the scattered Israelites.
Yep.
That was away from the covenant, that was estranged from the covenant. We read the southern kingdom went off, we read the northern kingdom went off. So who are the uncircumcised that Paul was writing to?
Come on, bro.
The scattered Israelites that went away from the covenant. It's easy work.
Come on, bro.
Easy work. Easy work. You finished that?
That was all this highlight.
Okay, yeah, that was it then.
Okay.
That was it. Let's go to 1 Peter 1:1. We wind it down. 1 Peter 1:1. 1 Peter 1:1. 1 Peter 1:1.
Peter, an apostle of Yeshua HaMashiach, to the strangers.
To the what?
Strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia.
Don't we got a letter to the Galatians in the Bible?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia.
We just read about the foreign Jews, Greek Jews, Asiatic Jews. Keep reading.
And hold up. And Paul was not sent to but one Gentile. Paul had the ministry of what? The circumcision. So Peter had the ministry of the circumcision.
Right.
Excuse me. Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Peter had the ministry of the circumcision. So the circumcision was those in Jerusalem that was keeping the law, statutes, and commandments,
but didn't have faith in Messiah.
Right. So Peter is talking to the Yahudim. He ain't talking to nobody else.
Right.
Okay. No. Verse 2.
Yeah, he talking to all scattered.
He talking to that's right.
Brother.
The brother.
Go ahead. The verse 2.
I'm saying he ain't talking to heathens.
Exactly.
Gentiles.
He not talking to heathens.
Right.
They not scattered. When was they ever dispersed? You look up that word scattered, it says it's gonna give you diaspora. When was the heathen? When was the white man ever dispersed? Any damn word.
Exactly.
Any other nations?
Never.
They might have migrated, but when was they dispersed?
We ain't talking about migration. We talking about dispersed, mean ran out.
Right. So stop. Go ahead.
Elect according to the foreknowledge of Yahweh the Father.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Through the sanctification of the Spirit unto obedience and the sprinkling of blood of Yeshua HaMashiach, grace unto you and peace be multiplied.
Right. Verse 3.
Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, which according to his abundant mercy has begotten us unto again.
What?
Begotten us again.
Begotten us again. The strangers again. Wow. Finish that off.
Unto a lively hope. By the
hope.
resurrection of Yeshua HaMashiach from the dead.
That's right. All right, let's go to 2 Peter. So now we know who this letter Peter's writing to is to the scattered Israelites.
Who are the elect.
Who are the elect. Who's been begotten again. So all this what we got in the count. We got Genesis 35:10, prophecy told to Jacob, who had 12 sons, that a company of Goyi or Gentiles or nations will come out of him. Then you got Ezekiel 14:5, the house of Israel being estranged or became aliens to the covenant.
Got to build a divorce.
That's right. Bill of divorcement, Jeremiah 3:6-8. Is all the house of Israel is uncircumcised, Jeremiah 9:25-26.
Following heathen
customs, 2 Kings 17:6-25. Southern kingdom following heathen customs becoming uncircumcised and heathens. 1 Maccabees chapter 1:11-15. 2 Maccabees chapter 4:7-15. Then we show Israelites, the nation of Israel considered two nations in the eyes of the Most High. Ezekiel 37. All right, then we showed it New Testament, John 7:31-35, John 11:45-52. Then we just showed you 1 Peter, James 1:1. Now we in 2 Peter chapter 3, verses 14-18. 2 Peter chapter 3, verses 14-18. Now Peter finna tell you who Paul wrote to.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
It's right in here.
Killer.
You ain't even gonna have to guess. So when we get to his letters, your mind should be going out. He talking to white people or Chinese people, or he talking to Hamites. No, he talking to his scattered brethren.
Right. And again, we can't skip prophecy.
No,
Israel got to be gathered before we gather to anybody else.
Exactly. I'm glad you brought that up. We gonna hit that too. Go ahead.
Verse 14.
Verse 14. That's right. Go ahead.
Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent, that ye may be found. I'm in the right place?
Yeah.
That you may be found of him in peace, without spot and blame. And account that the long suffering of our Lord is salvation, even as our beloved brother Paul also, according to the wisdom given unto him, has written unto you.
All right, so this Peter, the Messiah's top disciple, going on the record vouching for the Apostle Paul. All right, he said, look, he's a beloved brother, and what's been given to him is wisdom. Right? Not foolishness. Wisdom. Go ahead.
Also,
and then listen to what he said. Read that. No matter of fact, read 15 over again.
And account that the long suffering of our Lord is salvation.
Right.
Even as our beloved brother Paul, also according to the wisdom given unto him, has written unto you.
He's written, to who? He's written unto who? You.
Who was Peter talking to?
Who was you?
Who was Peter talking to?
The scattered stranger.
Right. Because Peter said he talking to this one that was.
Wow. So didn't he say it was some in Galatia?
Capital C.
Don't we have a letter of Galatians from Paul? Then Peter just said in this second letter, he's also written to you. Wow. So Paul wrote to the scattered Israelites, the strangers, the uncircumcision.
Come on, bro.
The Gentiles. Go ahead.
He go to killer Paul, as also in all his epistles. Ooh. So all his epistles, who was he writing to?
Scattered Israelites. And we gonna prove it. Go ahead.
Speaking in them of these things, in which are some things hard to be understood.
It sure is. It sure is. Because we've been in this walk almost about 10 years. All 10 years, I didn't have this thing about the Gentiles wrong.
Right.
You see, and then thought I was right.
Right.
See, some things in his letters is hard to be understood.
Right, bro.
Right? Go ahead.
Which they that are unlearned and unstable rest.
Yeah.
As they do also the other scriptures.
Right. And see, a lot of brothers, a lot of sisters, you might not be unlearned. It's just certain things in the Torah you might not be firm with.
Right. Unstable.
You know unstable. Yeah, you might be a little unstable, or it's just certain things when reading the New Testament that you don't consider, like the history of the tribes going out, being divorced. You see what I'm saying? Words like estranged being used. It's just certain things we don't consider when we read the New Testament.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It make us unstable in certain areas. Go ahead.
Unto their own destruction. Ye therefore, beloved, seeing ye know these things before.
Yeah.
Beware lest ye also, being led away with error of the wicked.
The error of the wicked is twisting the scripture.
Right.
Right. So they say they twist his letters like they do other scriptures. Yeah, they twist his letter. They run right over to Galatians 3:28. When you start talking about Israel being above all, there's no difference between you being led away by the error of the wicked. You twisting Paul's letters. He said the error of the wicked is the scripture twisting, scripture resting. Go ahead.
From all your own steadfast. But grow in grace and in the knowledge of our Lord and Savior Yeshua HaMashiach.
Yeah.
To him be glory both now and forever. Amen.
All right, let's go to Ephesians.
5:2.
Ephesians 2.
Yeah, they love that one too.
Yeah, I already know. Let's see. Let's see if Peter was lying about who Paul was writing to. We just gonna read this real slow, and then we just gonna ask the question, who? I mean, how can this be talking about heathens? Now remember, we read Ezekiel 37 about the two sticks coming together as one, right?
Mm-hmm.
This will be the precept for Ezekiel 37.
Come on, bro.
And we finna prove it.
Right at
We
one.
finna prove it. Now, verse, we're gonna pick it up at 11. Let's get into it. We're gonna get right on into it.
All right. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 11, and I read. Wherefore remember that ye being in times past Gentiles in the flesh.
And whoa, what is he talking about? Gentiles in the flesh. Let's look up flesh. Let's just simply look up flesh. Let's see what he's talking about. Is he talking to white people, Chinese people, Hamites? And let's see. It says you are what? Gentiles in the flesh?
Right.
The Strong's number is G1484.
Strong's G1484. Ethnos. Ethnos.
All right, so what we finna do, we finna read the outline of biblical uses, and we just gonna pick the definition that fits. So let's just see what Paul talking about. All right, a multitude, whether of men or of beasts associated or living together, a company, troop. Is that
swarm?
Nah, I looked up Gentile instead of flesh. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Flesh. There it is. G4561. G4561.
Strong's G4561. Sonics.
I knew someone, right? I'm like, wait a minute. All right, it says flesh, the soft substance of the living body, which covers the bones that is permeated with blood. Is that what Paul talking about? You were Gentiles in this, the soft substance of the living body? So is Paul saying, now that you believe in Yeshua, your DNA done changed? Is that what he's saying? Because you got a fallacy out here, this whole spiritual Israel thing. That's not scripture, y'all. That's not scripture.
Come on,
just because you a heathen that believes in Messiah, your damn DNA ain't changed.
No, can't.
You just a heathen that believes. But it don't work like that. Nobody with our belief system. Let me go talking about I'm Hindu. I'm spiritual Hindu. Let me go talking about I'm a Muslim. Oh, I'm spiritual. I'm spiritual Islam. You know, I'm spiritual Islam. Hey, Hebrew Water P Acts get the vibe. I don't even know, like they coming on here on some foolishness, man. Let me
Water P hit him at the box.
Remove. Yeah, he been removed. Yeah, you got hit out the box, heathen. That's probably one of them heathens that's mad.
Or one of them bootlickers.
One of them bootlickers from one of them camps that allow the go on ask him Hebrew. I thought I just did that.
Who is this clown?
Use Google Translate.
Man, we don't use no Google Translate. We use the concordance, brother.
Yeah.
Or whoever you are.
Yeah, he typing damn Greek all up in the room.
Man, we don't use no Google. We read the scriptures.
Right.
We use the concordance of the scriptures.
Y'all see Satan. Y'all see how he trying to get
up in our Google.
Y'all see how he trying to get up in our
Google
mix.
that. You've been boxed. Okay? Google that.
Yeah, you just got kicked headlong up out the chat. But is he? So where was I at, man?
Man, you gonna flesh in that
okay.
Verse 11.
All right, so he's not talking about that. The first definition we read, flesh, the soft substance of the living body, which covers the bones and is permeated with blood. No, the body of a man, used of natural or physical origin, generation or relationship. Both of natural generation. Now look at this definition. The sensuous nature of man, the animal nature. All right, it says without any suggestion of depravity, the animal nature with cravings which incite to sin. So the carnal mind. So Paul is saying you were once Gentiles in your mind. That's the only way an Israelite can be a Gentile, uncircumcised. You read that in Jeremiah 9:25. All the house of Israel is uncircumcised. Where? In the heart. Wow. All right, let's read.
Top of 11 again. Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh,
right,
who are called uncircumcision,
right,
by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hand.
So we saw the Pharisees in John 7, who was the circumcision, who kept the covenant, right? They called their brothers Gentile or uncircumcised, in other words, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
That at that time you were without Hamashiach, being alien.
Being what?
Alien.
All right, so we read in Ezekiel 14:4-5, estranged. The last definition was to become an alien,
right,
or to become alienated. Right? Go ahead.
From the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope without God in the world.
That's right. Go ahead.
But now in Hamashiach Yeshua, ye who sometimes were afar off.
You all the time.
Sometimes.
Wow. Sometimes afar off. So if Paul's writing to Gentile nations here in Ephesians, why is he using the word sometimes? They never was a part of the covenant.
Close.
They never was close to the covenants of the Most High. But we read in the prophets, the house of Israel, who was a part of the covenant, was put away from it.
Right.
Then brought back. Then the prophecy said they're gonna be brought back. So sometimes afar off. Go ahead.
Well, sometimes afar off are made nigh by the blood of Hamashiach.
Wow. Go ahead.
For he is our peace.
For he is our peace. Paul's including himself with these people. Go ahead.
Who have made both one. Who have made both one.
Yeah.
Both what? Both sticks.
Both sticks, exactly.
And has broken down the middle wall of partition between us, having abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments contained in ordinances.
Wow.
For to make in himself the twain or the two one new man, so making peace.
All right. So now if you get into the enmity and the wall of partition, you gotta know history. Right. You gotta know the enmity and the hatred between Ephraim and Israel. When we split, y'all, we was warring against each other and everything. It was civil war and everything. All right, and you can read that. That's Isaiah 11:10-14.
Right, bro.
All right, go ahead.
Still read
16.
All right.
Yeah, we gotta get this 16.
Okay. And that he might reconcile.
That he may do what?
Reconcile.
That he may reconcile.
How can you reconcile to something you would never join
exactly. To? Now, if he's talking to heathens, Gentile heathens, I'm talking about, other nations, how can they be reconciled? Like, go walk up to a woman off the street you never been with and say, "Come on, girl, let's go reconcile."
Right.
Impossible unless y'all done already been together before. Wow. So now we know clearly who he's talking to. We read it in 2 Peter. Peter told you who Paul wrote to.
Right.
We just bagging it up, getting another witness. Go ahead.
And that he might reconcile both unto Yahweh in one body by the cross, having slain the enmity thereby.
Go ahead.
And came and preached peace to you, which were afar off, and to them that were not.
All right, so he preached to the uncircumcision and the circumcision.
Come on, bro.
Go ahead.
For through him we both have access by one Spirit unto the Father.
Yeah.
Now therefore, ye are no more strangers.
You are no more what?
Strangers.
Wow.
And foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints.
With the who?
With the saints.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
And of the household of Yahweh.
Go ahead.
And are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets. Yeshua HaMashiach himself being the chief cornerstone.
All right, so now we see the prophecy of Ezekiel 37 coming into play.
Come on, bro.
Even though the tribes are not gathered, now the tribes have a foundation to start building, to start gathering themselves together. That's what this whole thing about. It's not you don't get to the New Testament and all of a sudden the stories change.
Right. You're gonna jump all the prophecy.
And you hear brothers say it all the time. This book is for Israel, by Israel. To the New Testament, it sounds like some sellout madness.
Right.
No, this book is literally front to cover about Israel.
That's right. Written by Israelites, to Israelites, and for Israelites.
All right. Now let's go to 1 Corinthians 10. Let's see who Paul wrote to in Corinth. Real quick.
It had to be Gentiles, brother.
We finna see. We finna see. We finna see. We finna see. 1 Corinthians 10. Let's do 1 through 5.
All right.
1 through 5. Now 1 through 4. Let's just do 1 through 4 for time's sake.
Moreover, brother. Moreover, brethren.
Brethren. So that's the first key. Brethren. Go ahead.
I would not that ye should be ignorant.
How
that all our fathers.
How that what?
All our fathers.
All our fathers. Go ahead.
Were under the cloud and all passed through the sea.
Wow.
Now when no Gentile passed through no sea.
Didn't no Corinthians come out of Egypt with us, come through the sea with us.
Right.
Didn't no Corinthians there.
Come on, bro.
Go ahead.
And all were baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea.
Yeah.
And all did eat the same spiritual meat.
Right.
And did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was a Mashiach.
That's right.
Christ.
So this Paul, he writing to the Israelites that was scattered in Corinth, which is right outside of Greece. Which is right outside of Greece. All right. Now let's go to Romans 9.
Right.
Let's go to Romans 9. Let's go to Romans 9. Just show real quick who Paul was writing to in his letter.
Come on, bro.
Romans 9. Let's do 24 through 26.
All right.
Let's do 24 through 26.
All right.
Go ahead.
Even us whom he has called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles.
Also of the Gentiles. So is the Romans Paul wrote to, is these white men? Is these a bunch of Jackie Chan, Jet Li sitting up in there? He writing to? Let's see. Go ahead.
As he said also in OC.
OC, that's Hosea.
Right. Ahead. I will call them my people, which are not my people. And her beloved, which was not beloved.
That sounds familiar, don't it, y'all?
Now that word her is talking about a nation.
That sounds familiar. Didn't we read something like that earlier? Okay, go ahead.
26. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them. Now he ain't never talked to no Gentile.
So one. And Paul's quoting scripture. He's quoting the prophet.
Right.
So the prophet, if you saying that Paul wrote the Gentiles, well, the prophet that he's quoting, when he's saying this, he would have to have been speaking to Gentiles as well.
Exactly.
Go ahead. Point.
Ye are not my people. There shall they be called the children of the living power.
All right, let's go back to Hosea, the first chapter. Then we'll get Hosea chapter 2. We're going to get Hosea 2. Let's go back to the Hosea 1, because this is what Paul quotes. So let's see who OC or Hosea was talking about. Let's see who he's talking about. Jackie Chan and Brad Pitt.
No.
And Joel Osteen and John Hagee.
Jimmy Swaggart.
Let's see if he was talking about them. Let's pick it up at verse 6 again, but this time we're going to read down to 11.
All right. Therefore, behold, I will hedge up thy way with thorns and make a wall.
Hosea 1.
Oh, I'm in Hosea 2. I'm sorry.
No, that's all good.
Hosea the 1, verse 6, and I read. And she conceived again and bare a daughter. And God said unto him, call her name Lo-Rumah, for I will no more have mercy upon the house of Israel,
Right.
but I will utterly take them away. But I will have mercy upon the house of Judah and will save them by the Lord their God.
Yeah.
And I will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horses. Now, when she had weaned Lo-Ruhamah, she conceived and bare a son. Then said Yahweh, call his name Lo-Ami, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your God. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea,
right,
which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall it be said unto them,
wow,
ye are the sons of the living God.
Verse 11.
Then shall the children of Yehudah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel.
Wow. So Paul was talking to scattered Israelites as well. That Romans 9:24-26 prove it. Let's go to the next place.
Hold up, bro. I got to throw this in here.
Go ahead.
Hosea the 2. Because we talked about that middle wall of partition being broken down, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go right back, stay right at Hosea.
Oh, yeah, we gotta get that 23rd verse too.
In 2?
Yeah, we gotta
so
get that.
Now I'm gonna start at the 3.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm gonna start at the 3.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, it says, lest I strip her naked and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, and set her like a dry land, and slay her with thirst. Verse 4. And I will not have mercy upon her children, for they be the children of whoredom.
That's right.
For their mother, talking about the nation, their mother has played the harlot. She that conceived them has done shamefully. For she said, I will go after my lovers that give me my bread and my water and my wool and my flax, mine oil and my drink. Now listen to this. Verse 6. Therefore, behold, I will hedge up thy way with thorns and make a wall that she shall not find her path. Yeah. So Paul said he tore down that middle wall of partition. So who was he talking to when he said that?
Come on now. Let's get that verse 23.
Verse
he quoted that.
I flipped out of them.
It says, I will sow her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy. So we got to ask the question, who was that? That was
right,
the house
bro.
of Israel.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Then when you bring that first Maccabees 1:11, the southern kingdom going off, now you know, all right, so now it's combined. It's the southern and northern kingdom, foreign Israelites that went away from the covenant. Then you got the brothers who we read up in here that kept heathen customs but still kept the feast days. So you had mixed worship.
Babylon.
Oh, now it makes sense in 1 Corinthians 10 where Paul said you can't eat from the table of the Lord and from the table of devils.
That's right, bro.
Now his letters make more sense now.
Right.
All right, so now let's go to Galatians. Now let's get this Galatians. Let's go to Galatians 3. Let's go to Galatians 3. All right. Let's do verse 1 through 2. Then we're gonna skip.
All right.
We're gonna skip.
Galatians, the 3rd chapter, verse 1, and I'll read.
Right.
O foolish Galatians, who has bewitched you that ye should not obey the truth, before whose eyes Jesus Christ has been evidently set forth, crucified among you.
Go ahead.
This only would I learn of you. Receive ye the Spirit by the works of the law, or by the hearing of faith?
All right, so now you had Peter who went to the circumcision of his people, and Paul went to the uncircumcision of his people, right? So what you got going on is you had the brothers who believed in Messiah and taught Messiah, and then you had the Pharisees who was the circumcision, did not believe. They wanted to hold on to the sacrificial system, the traditions, you know what I'm saying, the administration of Moses, all that. But they see that they uncircumcised brethren who one keeping the law, one keeping the customs. They see them receive the faith of Yeshua.
Mm-hmm.
They see them get the spirit. They working miracles, and here they are. They've been keeping all this law this whole time.
Right.
All these customs, and they ain't working no miracles because they don't have the faith. They don't have the spirit.
Right, bro.
They trusting in the works of the law.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is what's going on. All right. So that was 1 through 2.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get to 13. Let's just in case you got any doubt on who he's talking to in Galatia, even though we read in the 1 Peter 1:1, right? He said, I wrote to the scattered abroad in Galatia, Cappadocia. And he went on to 2 Peter said, Paul wrote unto you too, those same strangers. But verse 13, go ahead.
Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law.
All right, there go Paul talking possessive again. Us, we.
Mm-hmm.
Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law. Now, who was under the curse of the law?
Come on, bro.
Let's go read it. Let's go to Daniel 9 and 11. Daniel 9 and 11. Read that for me.
All right. Daniel 9 and 11. Yeah. All Israel have transgressed thy law.
Yeah.
Even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us.
Wow. The what?
The curse is poured upon us.
All right. This Deuteronomy 27 and 26. Cursed be he that confirmeth not all the words of this law to do them, and all the people should say, Amen. Now, who was all standing there?
Mm-hmm.
That's Deuteronomy 27 and 26.
Mm-hmm.
So those who are under the curse of the law is the Israelites, right? All right, let's skip down. Let's
finish it out.
Or
11, the Daniel 11.
Yeah, finish it out.
Yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Yeah. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us. And the curse is poured upon us. And the oath that is written in the law of Moshe, the servant of Yahweh, because we have sinned against him.
That's right. That's what I just read. Deuteronomy 27 and 26.
That's it.
Then what was that? That was
Daniel 9 and 11.
9 and 11. Mm-hmm. Just to show you who Paul is talking to in this book of Galatians. Mm-hmm. All right, now let's skip to 16. Now we're finna get into it.
I didn't finish reading it 13. In Galatians.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. For it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on the tree.
All right, now let's skip to 16.
All right,
go ahead.
Now Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He said not to seeds as of many, but as of one, and to thy seed, which is Hamashiach.
All right, so now Paul, he about to go into, he about to prove a point to his brothers. He about to say, now look, y'all trusting in the works of the law, but he letting them know, y'all, the law was only temporary until this seed came.
Come on, the animal sacrifice.
Right.
Yeah, let me make sure you let them know that.
Yeah, we
got some Sunday ones over
there.
Yeah,
we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. So he said his seed, talking about one person, not his descendants.
Right.
He's talking about one in particular. Right? Go ahead. 17.
And this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before Yahweh in Hamashiach, the law, which was 430 years after, cannot disannul that it should make the promise of none effect.
All right, so they was trusting in the law to justify them. Right? The works of the law is what justified you back then. Like if you sinned, to be justified in the eyes of the Most High under error, you had to go get an animal and kill it. Right? But the faith of Christ, now that Christ has come, that's the faith, that's what justifies you. Right? So they saw they brethren, they uncircumcised brethren with the faith, working the miracles. So that provoked them to jealousy. That's the foolish nation he said, I'm gonna provoke you with. Right? A good jealousy so that they can look and say, now hold on, we've been keeping all this law, all this covenant, and we ain't working no miracles. Maybe we need to re-examine the Messiah.
Right.
That's what the provoking the jealousy was about.
Come on, bro.
All right, and so Paul letting the Galatians know, the brothers who wanted to hold on to the works of the law and not the faith of Christ. He let you know, look, the promise of the faith came before the law, or the law of animal sacrifice, or the earned priesthood, or the Levitical system. He not talking about the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments did not come 430 years after the promise.
Right.
The law was in the earth before Abraham.
Come on, bro.
You got the law of murder with Cain and Abel.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Sodom and Gomorrah. Then you got adultery.
You got in line with Adam and Eve.
You got lying. You got adultery with Abimelech. I mean, come on, the law been in the earth. So the law he talking about 430 years after will be the sacrificial system.
Come on, bro.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 18. For if the inheritance be of the law.
So read that verse 17 over again.
All right. And this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before Yahweh and Hamashiach.
So the covenant, or go ahead, the law.
The law,
right,
which was 430 years after.
After, go ahead.
Cannot disannul that it should be make the promise of none effect.
Right. So just because the law came years after the promise don't mean that it superseded the promise of faith. This is what Paul's getting into. Go ahead.
For if the inheritance, who gets the inheritance?
Right.
Who gets the inheritance?
It's not heathen.
According to Romans chapter 9.
Yeah.
Let's go to Romans 9 real quick. Romans 9. Now we're gonna find out who get the inheritance real quick. Romans chapter 9, verse 1. I say the truth in Hamashiach. I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Ghost of the Ruach HaKodesh, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh. Now look at verse 4. Who are Israelites, who pertain to the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of God and the promise.
The main promise being the kingdom of heaven.
That's it. So who he talking, when he say who get us back to the inheritance, who is he talking to? Who is he talking to? Verse 18 again. For if the inheritance be of the law, it is no more of promise, but God gave it to Abraham by promise.
See that? So if inheritance be of the law, look, if you can keep the law of Moses perfectly to get the inheritance, then it wouldn't be no need for faith of Christ.
But bro, what did he promise Abraham? He promised him the land. Didn't he tell him to go walk the land? So if the inheritance is supposed to go to Abraham's seed, which Christ came through, then what inheritance is he talking about?
Right.
Is the Gentiles going? Is there a 13th gate for the Gentile?
Nah. Is it a 13th gate for spiritual Israel?
So, bro, y'all better slow down and read and get some understanding.
Yeah.
Verse 19.
Go ahead.
Wherefore then serveth the law.
So Paul, so what was the purpose of the sacrificial system?
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Wherefore then serveth the law. It was added because of transgressions. Till the seed should come.
Wow. So it was only there until the seed, the promised seed, shall come. Go ahead.
To whom the promise was made, and it was ordained by angels in the hand of a mediator.
Go ahead.
Now, a mediator is not a mediator of one, but Yahweh is one.
Right.
Is the law then against the promises of God? God forbid.
No. So he said just because the law came years after Christ made the promise with Abraham, that don't mean that the law superseded this promised seed.
Right.
Go ahead.
For there had been a law given which could have given life, verily righteousness should have been by the law.
If it was a law that could have given life, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he said keep the commandments and that you should live, but the main function of the 10 is just so you can know what sin is and not do it.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
But the scripture has concluded, all are underseen.
Wow.
That the promise by faith of Jesus Christ.
Now, is all he talking about all the whole world or all of Israel? I mean, the whole thing been Israel all night. So he said he's concluded all under sin. Go ahead. He's talking about all of Israel.
Might be given to them that believe. But before faith came, we were kept under the law. Now, who was doing the law? Gentiles weren't doing the law.
Exactly. Thank you. And see, we just got to slow down and read. Go ahead.
Shut up unto faith, which should afterwards be revealed.
Go ahead.
Wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Christ, that we might be justified by faith.
That's right. That we might be. That's what justifies you.
Right.
Your faith.
Right.
The sacrifices was just a schoolmaster to bring you to that. Go ahead.
But after faith is come, we are no longer under a schoolmaster.
Right.
For ye all are children of God by faith in Yeshua HaMashiach.
Yeah.
For as many of you has been baptized into Christ have put on Christ.
That's right.
But there is neither Jew,
right,
nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female. For ye are all one in Yeshua HaMashiach.
All right. So now that we got all these precepts up under our belt, what is Paul saying here? All right. So now we know who he's writing to. We know he's writing to scattered Israelites. Then we know that the Jews or the southern kingdom of Judah or the Judeans, the brothers that was homeborn, stayed in the land, stayed in the country. We read in Ephesians what? You was once called circumcision by that which is called circumcision, right?
Uncircumcision.
So, uncircumcision. So then he went on to say, now you was once twain, and the middle wall of partition, the enmity is broken down, and now you become one.
Right.
Then we read the parable of the two sticks coming together. All right. So now when he's saying there's no difference, there's neither Jew nor Greek, he's saying, look, both of y'all are brethren, both of y'all Israelites. There's no need to look at him as an enemy, as uncircumcised, or him as circumcised, with different brothers. Christ died for both of y'all brothers. Or let's take it a step further, step deeper. We've been talking about faith this whole chapter.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? One set believed, the circumcision believed in the works of the law, one believed in faith.
Right.
He's saying it's no difference between the Jew and Greek. He's justifying both by faith. He's not going to deal with the circumcision because they kept custom. He's not going to deal with them according to the works of the law and then just deal with the circumcision by just faith.
You got to do them both.
He said he's going to justify both by faith. Let's get the precept. Romans. Let's see. Romans 2.
All right.
No, is that Romans 2? Romans 3. Romans 3, my bad. That's Romans 3. Let's do Romans 3, 20 through 31.
All right.
Romans 3, 20 through 31. All right, if y'all getting some understanding so far on the comment boards, man, throw some sevens up in there.
Yeah, for real.
We see what y'all talking about on here. I ain't checked in on the comment boards all night. I hope everybody getting some understanding.
Yep.
Because we ain't making none of this up. Y'all see it.
Water B, are you crazy, Water B?
All praise to the Most High. You got a few sevens up in there.
Yeah, all praise.
All right, so let's get it. Let's go to Romans 3. Let's do Romans 3. Let's pick it up at verse 20.
All right.
Romans 3, verse 20.
Therefore, by the deeds of the law, there shall no flesh be justified in his sight.
Wow, y'all see that? So that you can't keep enough law. You like, in other words, you can't say, man, I've been keeping the Sabbath day for 50 years. I know I'm getting in.
Yeah, okay.
Or back then, or in Paul's time, right here, you couldn't say, well, I still kill animals, so I'm good. I don't need the sacrifice of Yeshua. You see, it won't justify you. It says your righteousness is filthy rags.
Right.
Your righteousness ain't good enough. You need the righteousness that justifies you, which comes by what? Your belief or faith in Yeshua. Go ahead.
Therefore, by the deeds of the law, there shall no flesh be justified in his sight.
Yeah, go ahead.
For by the law is the knowledge of sin.
That's the main function of the law, is to make you recognize what sin is.
Right.
Go ahead.
But now the righteousness of God without the law is manifested.
So now there's a righteousness apart from keeping the law, the deeds of the law. Go ahead.
Being witnessed by the law and the prophet.
So you can go read about this. This ain't nothing new Paul was bringing. He says witnessed by the law and the prophets. We're going to read it. Go ahead.
Even the righteousness of God, which is by faith in Yeshua HaMashiach, unto all and upon all them that believe, for there is no difference.
You see that? So all them that believe in Christ is justified, whether you of the Jew, the Judeans, the homeborn, the southern tribes, or the uncircumcised, or any of the scattered Israelites. It says there is no difference to all them that believe. Go ahead.
For all have sinned and come short of the glory of your power.
Go ahead.
Being justified freely by his grace through the redemption that is in Hamashiach, whom Yahweh has set forth to be a propitiation or a sacrifice through faith in his blood, to declare his righteousness for the remission of sins that are past through the forbearance of God. To declare, I say, at this time his righteousness, that he might be just and the justifier of him which believeth in Yeshua.
So look, it's Messiah died for both the Jew and the Greek, the scattered Israelite and the homeborn, and he's justifying both by faith. So he's not dealing with one differently. This is what Paul's saying. Now it makes more sense why there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
So I want to throw this in. Did Paul have a different mission than Jesus or Yeshua?
No.
So if he didn't have a different mission, what did Christ say? He said, I have not come but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So if Paul had the same ministry or the same message as Yeshua, then who is Paul talking to?
Exactly.
But anyway, I just want to throw that in there.
Go ahead.
24. Being justified freely by his grace through the redemption that is in Hamashiach, whom God has set forth to be a propitiation through faith in his blood, to declare his righteousness for the remission of sins that are past through the forbearance of Yahweh. To declare, I say, at this time his righteousness, that he might be just and the justifier of him which believeth in Yeshua. Where is boasting then?
Wow. So look, go ahead.
It is excluded by the what law? Of works? Nay.
He said no. He said, look, he said, so he said, where is boasting then? So who can boast? He said, if this thing is about belief, if being justified is about belief, who can boast? Nobody.
Right.
So the brothers that the circumcision can't boast against the uncircumcision, they're like, yeah, see, Lord ain't dealing with y'all because y'all went away from the covenant. We kept it though. Now you can't boast because this thing comes down to your faith. See, everybody don't have it.
Right.
All right. That's why he said boasting is excluded. By what? Law? No.
Nope.
By what? Faith.
But by the law of faith.
But by the law of faith. You got to have a belief in Messiah. Go ahead.
28. Therefore we conclude that a man is justified by faith without the deeds of the law.
That's right.
Is he the God of the Jews only? Is he not also of the Gentiles? Yes, of the Gentiles also.
Yeah.
Seeing it is one God, one power.
Yeah.
Which shall justify the circumcision by faith.
Yeah.
And the uncircumcision through faith.
See, there is no difference. That's why there is no difference. He's justifying both by faith. Go ahead.
Do we make void the law through faith?
So now Paul been talking about faith this whole time. So you saying, well, since I got faith now, to hell with the law. Is that what he's saying?
No. God forbid.
God forbid. Heavens no.
Yeah, we established the law.
Yeah, we established the law. Let's go to chapter 4. Right on into chapter 4.
All right.
Right on into chapter 4. More proof who he talking to in this first verse. Go ahead.
What shall we say then? That Abraham, our father, as pertaining to the flesh.
And that is, we know flesh here ain't saying carnal, as pertaining to the carnal mind.
No.
No, we know he talking about nationhood here in context. Context. Go ahead.
Have found. For if Abraham was justified by works, he hath whereof to glory, but not before God.
Go ahead.
For what saith the scripture?
Oh, so now he's saying what said the scripture?
Abraham believed God, and it was counted unto him for righteousness.
All right, so now Paul finna go into something else about the circumcision and uncircumcision. All right, so now the brothers would be saying they was compelling them to get circumcised.
Right.
The circumcision was compelling the uncircumcision to get circumcised, basically saying the Lord ain't dealing with y'all unless y'all circumcised after the manner of Moses.
Right.
But Paul let them know, he like, look, if was Abraham justified by his work because he was physically circumcised? Was that why he was justified? No. He letting them know Abraham, the Most High, was dealing with Abraham before he was physically circumcised. He was justified or considered in right standing with the Most High before he was physically circumcised. So what he's telling the uncircumcision, what he told them in Acts 15 wasn't off. He wasn't telling them not to get physically circumcised.
Nope.
He was just letting them know, look, if you think that that's gonna get you in the kingdom, and you ain't circumcised here first, you sadly mistaken.
Right.
All right, so let's get it. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Now to him that worketh is the reward not reckoned of grace, but of debt.
Right, something that's owed. If it was about works, you see, we wouldn't even need Christ if we can keep enough law to get in the kingdom. What we need Christ for? Right, that would be the kingdom would be something that's owed to us if it was about work. We got that coming regardless of what happens.
Right.
Long as we work, long as we keep enough Sabbath days, long as we go to the feast, yet we don't have no faith in what we really doing.
Right.
You see? So yeah, so you see, and a lot of brothers stumble at Paul. A lot of brothers stay away from the New Testament because it sounds like, if you don't have no understanding, it sounds like Paul on some sellout stuff. Sound like he talking about bringing all heathens up in the body. That's what it sounds like if you don't have no understanding.
Right, brother.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. But to him that worketh not, but believeth on him that justified the ungodly, his faith is counted for righteousness.
Ooh, so without works, but if you believe, you accounted righteous in the eyes of the Most High. Go ahead.
He making a comparison with Abraham being justified by his belief.
Exactly.
That's what he's doing.
Yep.
Even as David also described the blessedness of the man unto whom Yahweh imputed righteousness without works.
Now he using David. Go ahead.
Saying, blessed are they whose iniquities are forgiven and whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man to whom the Lord will not impute sin.
Go ahead.
Cometh this blessedness then upon the circumcision only, or upon the uncircumcision also?
Oh, so he put the question flat out on the table. He's saying, do this type of blessedness only come on those who are circumcised? Or does it come upon the foreign Israelites or scattered Israelites as well? He using Abraham. Let's go to Genesis 15 real quick. Hold your spot in Romans 4. Let's go to Genesis 15. Let's go to see a lot of camps that push the physical circumcision. They always start in Genesis 17. They don't never back up 2 chapters. Now, see, you gotta go right to Genesis 17. See, you gotta be physically circumcised. Like, is it? But you wicked as all here. Your mindset's still wicked.
Don't get me started on that.
You'd have been dipped in the water, but your mind's still jacked up. What good is the water doing you? What good is your physical circumcision doing you?
What good is you going to the feast days and the high days and the Sabbath days, and your mind is full of iniquity and wickedness?
Yeah, and
you doing wickedness behind the rostrum, in the choir stand, and everywhere else.
Yeah.
What good is it doing?
Yeah. Let's do Genesis 15, 5 through 6.
All right.
Genesis 15, 5 through 6.
And he brought him forth abroad and said, look now toward heaven, and tell the stars if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, so shall thy seed be.
All right, so y'all see the word came. Look at them stars. That's how your seed gonna be. Go ahead.
6, and he believed in Yahweh, and he counted it to him for righteousness.
There wasn't no work done.
Yeah, we read that.
Abraham simply heard the word. He said, you know what? I believe that. I believe that. And it was accounted to him for righteousness.
That's it, bro.
This is the righteousness of God that Paul was talking about. That's attested by the prophets. All right, let's go to Habakkuk chapter 2.
That's right, Warren P. What spirit are you in?
That's right, Aki.
Where we going?
Habakkuk 2.
All right.
I gotta find that bad. We go to the table of contents.
Yeah, right before Zephaniah.
All right. All right, we in Habakkuk the 2nd chapter. Let's do 3 and 4.
All right. Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
Right.
Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by. But the just shall live by his faith.
You see that? That's it. Paul said it was in the prophets. That's Genesis 15, 5 and 6. Then you got Habakkuk 2, 3 through 4. The justified shall live by faith. Right? All right, let's go back to that. What was we at? Romans
4.
Romans 4. Let's go back to that Romans 4. Paul not making none of this up. We not making none of this up. Go ahead. What was we at? Verse?
We stopped
verse
at
9.
we stopped at verse
Read
8.
that verse 9 over.
All right. Cometh this blessedness then upon the circumcision only, or upon the uncircumcision also? For we say that faith was reckoned to Abraham for righteousness.
Right.
Verse 10. How was it then reckoned?
He said, he asking the question. So how was the faith credited to Abraham? Was it before he was circumcised or after he was circumcised?
Right, brother.
Go ahead.
When he was in circumcision or in uncircumcision? Not in circumcision, but in uncircumcision.
Wow. See, so now the circumcision couldn't push that argument of if you want the Most High to be dealing with you, you must be circumcised after the manner of Moses.
Right.
You see, so Abraham had the spiritual circumcision before he ever had the physical.
And you still got jokers pushing that doctrine.
Yeah. And the spiritual circumcision is the true circumcision.
Right, bro.
That's what justifies you, your faith. That true circumcision. Go ahead.
11. And he received the sign of circumcision, a seal of the righteousness of the faith, which he had.
Yeah, so you still do the law.
Right.
We not saying don't get that twisted. You still do the law. But what we saying is, if you not physically circumcised, before you get physically circumcised, make sure you circumcise here first.
Right, brother.
Because if you do the physical first, put the cart before the horse, then your physical circumcision ain't gonna do you no good.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yet being uncircumcised, that he might be the father of all them that believe, though they be not circumcised, that righteousness might be imputed unto them also.
Wow. So
come on,
by
bro.
Abraham.
Come on, bro.
By Abraham. Go ahead. Yeah.
And the father of the circumcision to them who are not of the circumcision only, but who also walk in the steps of faith, in the steps of that faith of our father Abraham, which he had been yet uncircumcised.
Wow. So these brothers was coming into the faith 50, 40 years old, physically uncircumcised.
Right.
But they heard Paul preaching the gospel and Yeshua and said, you know what? That's the truth.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? The spirit immediately came on these uncircumcised, scattered Israelites, the circumcision who kept the laws, kept the customs, kept the covenants, but didn't have the faith in Yeshua, saw it, got upset, got jealous. Who you think they were persecuting?
Right.
Peter and all them, because they didn't believe in Messiah. They see these they uncircumcised, scattered brethren get the set apart spirit, healing miracles, raising up people from the dead. They provoke them to jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Go finish that on up.
13. For the promise that he should be the heir of the world was not to Abraham or to his seed through the law, but through the righteousness of faith.
That's right, verse 14.
For if they which are of the law be heirs, faith is made void, and the promise made none effect.
All right, let's go to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. There's no difference between Jew nor Greek. But now we got understanding of what Paul's talking about. Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
Verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power.
Yeah.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
All right, so it says all people, but it says Israel is above them. So you got all people right here, right?
Right.
Then you got Israel up here.
Right.
Now, what is that? Is that equal?
Can't be. Your math off.
Is that equal? No. Last place. I'll read this.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm already here. Exodus. No, I ain't even there yet. Boy, y'all got me all over the place.
Exodus
11 and verse 7. Exodus 11 and verse 7. It says, now I'm gonna read verse 5 through 7.
Okay.
And all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beasts. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it any more. But against the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
Yes, sir.
Against man or beast, that ye may know how that Yahweh doth put a difference, between the Egyptians and Israel.
Yes, book.
Now this is a few more places. Amos 9. Let's finish this off. Let's go and stump this on out. Amos 9. Amos 9.
Where we go?
You know what? Let's get Joel 3. I want to show this. Let's get Joel 3.
All right. Joel 3.
Yeah. I want to show this.
All right.
The Grecians. Let's do 1 through 6.
All right.
1 through 6.
Joel, the chapter 3, verse 1, and I read. For behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations, and I will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Yeah. And what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, I will return your recompense upon your own
head. See how he talking to these Hamitic nations? He said, what do you have to do with me? In other words, like, what are you to me? That's basically what he asked. What are you to me? Like, what do you want with my people? Why have you done this to them? What did they do to you?
Nothing.
Why are you bothering my children? It's basically what he's asking.
Right.
He said, as soon as you try to give me an explanation, I'm gonna return that on your head.
Yeah.
You see how the Most High, see how he talking dirty to these other nations? Go ahead.
Because you have taken my silver and my gold and have carried it into your temples, my goodly pleasant thing. The children also of Yehuda and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians.
Unto the what?
Unto the Grecians.
Ah, okay, go ahead.
That ye might remove them far from their borders.
All right, so I'm going to pull this definition for Grecian here real quick. And it's H3125. The word is, let y'all hear it.
3125. Yevani.
Yevani.
Second entry. Yavan.
Yavan. Okay.
Yavan.
All right. So the outline of biblical usage: Grecian, Ionian. Strong's definition: a Javanite or descendant of Javan, a Grecian. All right. Now the Grecian is also in the New Testament, but the definition is different. Let's go to Acts 6:1.
Right. Now I want to point out, he said of Javan. Now we read that in the lineage in that Genesis 10.
Yeah.
But we going
Acts 6:1. It's also, you also see Grecian in the New Testament in Acts the 9th chapter, I believe, verse 29. But Acts 6:1. All right.
And in those days, when the number of the disciples were multiplied, there arose murmuring of the Grecians against the Hebrews.
So now, when you read that, it seems like it's two different nationalities of people right there, right? All right, let's pull the definition. Let's just pull the definition of Grecian. All right, the Greek word for it.
Strong's G 1675. Hellenistes. Hellenistes.
Hellenistes. The outline of biblical usage. Just so y'all won't think Octi, the young lion, is making this up. I'm gonna let the elder read these.
All right,
read those.
Outline of biblical usage. A Hellenist, one who imitates the manners and customs or worship of the Greeks.
That's a totally different
and use the Greek tongue.
That's a totally different definition of Grecian that we read in Joel, the 3rd chapter, ain't it?
Yeah. Now I got to read this B part.
Go ahead.
Used in the New Testament of Jews born in foreign lands and speaking Greek.
Do y'all heard that? Read that last one over again.
Used in the New Testament of Jews born in foreign lands and speaking Greek.
Wow. Wow. So we didn't make none of this up tonight.
Right.
All right. Now this is the Compact Bible Dictionary. And I'm gonna read the word Hellenist.
Yeah, read that, please.
Hellenist. It says Jews who made Greek their tongue and with it often adopted Greek ideas and practices. And with that being said, I close my case on this.
All praise to the Most High.
I close my case on this, man. Like we got to re-examine these scriptures, man. We especially Paul's letters.
Yeah, got to.
You know what I'm saying? But all praise to the Most High.
All praise to the Most High, bro.
Somebody got some understanding. You know what I'm saying? We back at it. Hey, the class tomorrow. Hey, y'all already heard it. So
yeah,
I hope tomorrow we can get further. It leads to further revelation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So all praise to the Most High.
All praise to the Most High. Hey, don't forget, y'all. Tomorrow at the class, we're gonna bang this lesson out one more again for those who ain't on the line. And don't forget also Sunday, Pentecost.
Oh, yeah.
Order Melchizedek Ministry, Memphis, Tennessee, doing Pentecost, baby. We represent strong. Got this gold shield on right now. Order Melchizedek, banging this truth to the four corners. So hey, y'all come out and join Sunday at 1 o'clock, right? We're gonna be doing it. Hey, Most High and blessed it.
Drop the address.
Yeah, the address is 2757 South Mendenhall Road, Memphis, Tennessee, 38118. If you need the address again, hey, hit me up. Hit the young line up. Hit my boy Warden Feet. Brother Charles Davis on that joint too. Hit him up. Corey Kirkwood. They all got the address. Again, this Sunday at 1 o'clock. Got some big things going on. Hey, we would love to have y'all out there. It's gonna be a nice feast, plenty of food, plenty of victuals, plenty of libations out there. You hear me? Snapping pictures, and and join our brethren and our sisters. But hey, order Melchizedek, all praise, honor, and great glory is unto our power. The power of Abraham, the power of Ishak, and the power of Jacob. You got your boy T Boogie and the Young Lion. We finna get out of here, folds up till it close up.
Right. We know y'all, hey, we know the naysayers is gonna be mad.
Yeah.
But hey, bless you, my brother.
Hey, your problem ain't with him.
That's right.
It ain't with me. It ain't with the order of Melchizedek. Your problem is with the word of the Most High God. So if you got a problem, holler at him about it.
That's right.
I don't want to hear.
That's right.
But if you got some legitimate questions, we'll answer those questions.
That's right.
But if you just being a rabble rouser,
yeah,
you ain't got nothing coming.
So you know what I'm saying? Basically, to sum things up, you know what I'm saying? The Israelites, or the Gentiles and the uncircumcised, who the Apostle Paul went to, was the scattered Israelites. You know what I'm saying? We proved that. We pulled definitions. We pulled the letters of Pontius Pilate. He vouched for it, and we pulled plenty of scriptures. So if anybody got a problem with what we teach, come holler at us. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's plain and simple. We ain't scared to sit down with no brother. But one thing you ain't gonna do is just strong on the situation and throw out accusations with no scripture. Right. You know what I'm saying? So all praises to the Most High. Right. All praises, David Perry. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, my brother. Hey, to our brothers and sisters in the faith, as always, we salute you. Hey, don't forget to like us, share, subscribe. Again, we trying to get this word out. The people you know, we don't know. Right. So if you like us and subscribe and share, and the people that's on your page and on your channel, hey, they gonna get this word too. If you've been blessed, do that, folks. Like us, share, subscribe to us. Hey, and we're gonna get back at y'all one more game. Salute.